What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the weekly Steelchair for your first WWE pay-per-view, not that PLE pish. Your first pay-per-view review, well, preview actually, of the year. Catherine, whatever your definition of Let's Get Ready to Rumble means, I hope it's clean. I'm just kidding. I'm just
right
kidding.
out the gate, man.
Hell yeah. Links are in the chat for anyone that wants to join us. You're more than welcome. We're going to have some fun. Couple hours, and then we'll just blast out, and then we'll see how this goes. But if you do want to be on the show, links in the chat. I remember my rules: 5 people maximum, no more. Like I'm putting my foot down. Theoretically, because if I do, I'll put my foot through my roof, and that's not a good idea. But 5 people maximum, no more. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. On screen now as well. 2 seconds. Because I'm sick of writing them out.
Ooh.
We have a Rumble prediction now. If you're wondering why it's in orange, I'm dyslexic, so fuck the lot of you. Language appropriate. It's easier for me if it's like this, but if you do want to join, feel free. You're more than welcome. Links in there. I'm going to see if I can get one other person. Let's see how this goes. 2 seconds.
Straight face optional. Oh, Lord.
There we go. That's sound, Keen. That's sound. Dinner stuff roll call is completely fine. Right, to be fair, we need to do one little bit better. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this right. This is your night driving scene. We are on the road to the Royal Rumble, live. Literally in what, 5 hours time? So that's
something like that, yeah.
11 p.m. it starts here.
That is so unfortunate.
Lucky for some, eh?
Yeah.
But we will absolutely get to that. So before we even start previewing it, I'm going to drop this down because we don't need this for now. We'll get to that later. But I think we can categorically say the Rumble itself has, well, it's been around since 1987, 1988. It's an event that everyone gets up for. Let's be real. Even when it's shit, and there has been some shit ones.
No.
Don't worry, there's people who won't believe that, but there has been shit Rumbles.
Yeah, no. WWE does nothing wrong.
Oh, don't worry, people absolutely will believe that there's some shit ones because they know that. I mean, the ones during COVID.
Yeah, those were complete dumpster fires, but you know, they still went out and entertained the people. Yeah. Okay.
Well, tonight it should be the. If you want to put it in a context that makes sense, tonight should be about a resurgence of the actual event. It should be about trying to streamline none of the new era shit. Just try to streamline a new direction. Where does it go? How do we get far away? And for me, the big thing is timing, flow, and critical thinking on the booking. So,
yep, you lost me. Anyway, you had me and you lost me.
That's all right. I'm Scottish. We're used to that.
Critical thinking. He said that like he meant it.
Oh yeah, I said that with absolute conceited information.
He had conviction when he said that too.
Oh, I'm always conviction. Full on today. Well, that's a shame. But hope you're doing well, Catherine. Hope you're doing well. Kev Mac, a new subscriber. Thank you very much. Welcome. You're number 271. You're more. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. We're gonna blast it tonight, and obviously Matthew's joining us. Keen's not been on the channel in God knows how long, but if he's wearing that John Cena shirt, I'm just gonna drop him straight out. I'm just kidding. wear whatever the heck you want, fella.
No, he's not.
He's a sound guy. Jamie, what's up, fella? Links in the chat if you want to come join us, man. If you want to come join us, links in the chat. Just don't wear any Liverpool shirts, or we'll have words. He knows it's rivalry. That's how it should be.
Yes, it should.
I am representing the men's side of the Rumble. I'm representing number 31.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. No. Nope, not gonna do that to me today. I got a lot of joy. You're not gonna steal it like that. It's not that easy today.
What's up, Maria? What's cooking? I've already got you in the palm of my hand. I already know who's gonna win the Rumble anyway.
Yeah, John Cena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's gonna. I'll say this. I actually have a feeling that he's gonna win it from like number 10. Like he's gonna go distance.
Actually, I'm feeling kind of generous today on this. He's going to also be the Iron Man as well. What's up, Jamie?
Yo. Hang on, let me mute mine. Yeah. Guys, good?
Good seeing you, biatch.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Fuck your team, though.
Yeah.
Right, don't worry. There is two of me, but it's on purpose.
It's a doppelganger.
I'm just getting one thing. There we go. It's because I don't use WhatsApp on the PC, and I never bloody will. There we go. What's up, Fernando? Cena's winning the Rumble, unfortunately. Unfortunately is definitely the appropriate term.
No, he's not winning it.
I'd be shocked if John Cena loses one match this whole year. That would be the shock. That would be the absolute shock.
For me, he should ironically, because it's what he's done for years, but this entire year he should be dropping the golden shovel on everybody.
It should be. He's going to.
He shouldn't lose a singly, and I'm not a fan of John Cena, I never will be, but he should go the whole year unbeaten.
Well, that's why he doesn't have to win the Rumble, because it's a match where you can afford to lose him, can't you?
What's up, Rich, my sister from another mister? Here's one for you. Don't smile on it, because he won't do much. he'll just lose straight away.
Hello.
What's up, Kim?
What's the story, lads?
All good.
This shit country?
Hey, I'm in this shit country too, I feel you.
That's true, you're Irish, can't say much.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the whole of Britain here? Because, I think we're all,
Ireland want to be part of Britain so much, you know that.
No,
they're
on about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm only trolling. But there we go. So one more space is on this show, and then after that, that's it. So it is literally first come, first served now, guys. But we can update this. So
he's going to win that too. Yeah.
People think Cena's going to get a title shot at Mania are mad.
No, this ain't even going to be a golden shovel. This is going to be a golden motor grader.
I don't think Cena's winning any title.
He's going to pave new roads with this damn thing.
Well, I'll be especially happy if he doesn't win anything this year.
You do know Cena winning the title at Mania makes 0 sense. When his last ever match...
Tell that to his fan club. Please tell that to his fan club.
Isn't till the end of December. He's going to win the title in his last ever match, not at WrestleMania.
So in other words, he's going to do a Tristratus.
He's going to win the title in his last ever match, and then retire. That's what he's going to do. Makes sense. If you're going to do it that way, that's the only way it makes sense. Because what is the point of him winning the title at Mania, carrying the championship all the way to his last match? It's pointless. It's a pointless run. You do it on your last ever match. That's how you do it. And you do it by Randy Orton dropping him the belt. It's the most obvious thing in the world.
Well, there's other ways you could book his run, though. I think you have to struggle coming up to Mania in terms of chasing the title, chasing 17. You don't necessarily, even if he wins the title at Mania, you don't necessarily have him carry it for the year. Like you can split his final run up in a couple of different phases. So I suppose he could split this in Chase and 17, and then like obviously he could lose that at like something like SummerSlam, and then what else hasn't he done? Intercontinental title. That could be something you could throw into the mix this year, and maybe even there's other things he can do, such as have him put over younger stars. I think there's plenty of ways he can book Cena this year.
I think him and Logan Paul are pretty much set for Mania.
God.
See, I'm thinking somebody else, but I'll keep that close to my chest until we actually get to wrestle, like after the Elimination Chamber.
I think the Rumble, although it's the most stacked Rumble probably since 2001, it's
had nothing since then. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious he's going to win it.
Yep.
He's going to be number 31 as well. So there you go. It's obvious because Roman's not winning the Rumble, is he? So who's going? It's so obvious what they're doing, and I like it. I'm in for it as well. By the way, I'm in for it.
Well, she ain't here. I did message her, but her prediction, I'm forcing it sticks. By the way, so I'm overruling her if she tries to change her mind. But I put Ailey's prediction in as Seth Rollins because she's been saying Rollins for months, so she ain't getting a chance now.
Yeah, I don't know what you got to do with Rollins. To be fair.
Tell him that his song needs to go and it's time to him start doing some good TV matches because he hasn't had one in yonks and he needs to redefine himself. But we do have 4 matches on this card. So one request from me is each, bar the 2 Rumble matches itself, the 2 title matches, for me, nobody's going to like what I'm going to say, but both of them should be going minimum 40 minutes. Minimum.
Yeah, you have time to kill, don't you? Like, I suppose. Like, I think 2 out of 3 falls, you can tell a good story there between the 2 tag teams, and with Kevin and Cody, like
that's definitely going 40 minutes.
Yeah, between entrances and potential run-ins and stuff, like you're probably going 30 to 40 minutes, definitely. I think.
They have to, especially because they've chosen not to put the women's Intercontinental title or like on the line at all. Like, so you can't even stab it.
I have my own theory of why that isn't on the card, but I'm going to wait till the Rumble match, women's Rumble prediction, just to cast my theory of why that isn't on the card.
I think it is quite obvious in the manner of it, but it could have been done a little bit better. Otherwise, just don't give her the belt. Realistically, what do we think of Punk winning it? Punk's favors what's going to cost him the match.
Something like that, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. You lads concur?
I've been flipping all week on who I think is going to win.
I don't actually know. I think this might be the first time in a while that I don't know what the main event for Mania is going to be.
I think
it's a good thing, ain't it? Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like for storytelling, lads, it's brilliant because one thing I've enjoyed, I know we've had a lack of matches, let's say, in the last 2 weeks on both Raw and SmackDown, but one thing I've really enjoyed is WWE showing the depth in the main event scene in terms of the interactions you're having with like Cody, Punk, Punk, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Paul Heyman, like they're showing real depth in the main event scene. And I think the last couple of years we knew, okay, it's going to be Roman Cody. Last year, before Punk's injury, for months we knew Punk Rollins. But this year it's like, barring maybe 1 or 2 matches, it's kind of like, they could go a couple of different directions. And I think, like 2001, I don't want to call parallels because that's one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time in terms of in terms of storytelling, and also in terms of like how stacked it was in terms of superstars that were in there. But for me, this is the most exciting I've been because it's like there's a couple of different directions they can go, and even if they call an audible today and say we're going to go this direction, it's shown more depth in the main event scene that we didn't have, like let's say 5 years ago in the last Royal Rumble. I know you spoke about COVID before I jumped on. And I heard you say like the Rumbles during COVID were bad. And I agree that the Rumbles during COVID were horrible. Like they were really bad. But even then, if you look at the main event scene then to now, it's night and day. It's night and day in terms of like star power. So I'm glad that we like I suppose we have a 4-match card in a way. Because I actually think tonight could be less is more. Because with I suppose the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY can get decent ring time tonight and really show why they're two top tag teams. And then ultimately as well, I think Kevin Owens, I think with his recent run deserves to go out and showcase, what he can do. And I do think I think it's nearly blatantly obvious Cody's going to win, but I do think Kevin Owens does deserve a chance to actually showcase why he's been such a good heel over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I agree. That segment last night on SmackDown between Kevin Owens and Punk was immense.
I think once people realize that the only actual consistent talent that for the past month has been Kevin Owens, you'll realize that it's a fact.
Kevin Owens has been immense. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
What were you saying, Matt? Something different?
No, I'm just chiming in a little bit here because number one, I still believe Cena's going undefeated the whole year. I don't see why not. But the question of it is, I was listening to you saying this is the first year in a long time you can't see the main event at WrestleMania. I would offer up the reason you can't see the main event at WrestleMania is because they've done no job whatsoever building anybody. You can't see main events anywhere because they've just had everything so random and scattered for the last several months that you really can't see this is the guy or this is the woman. That's the whole thing of it. Yeah, and I understand they got a deep roster. I get that. But who else have you seen on television in the last few weeks but the usual suspects?
Mm.
To an extent, I mean, that's not actually wrong.
That's how wrestling works, though, isn't it? I mean, the way I look at it, it's Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, and if The Rock appears, they're probably they're your mixture of winners of this Rumble, and that's what the story's around, don't it? So, and I have got my dark horse when we talk about the Rumble that I think might win it because I think the story's there, and they've been subtly telling that story, and I think that will be the Mania match. So, yeah.
But I mean, you're looking at my final four. My final four in the Rumble is going to be Punk, Roman, Cena, and maybe McIntyre. Maybe.
That's mad.
That's my final four in the Rumble, and I think I still believe in my heart of hearts the favor is Roman steps out of the ring, leaving Punk, Cena, and McIntyre in the ring, and Cena just cleans the other two out and walks out. That's it.
It's not a bad shout. I actually have a very surprising final four for all of you. Fletcher's saying Punk, Roman, Drew, and Rollins is his final four. Okay, that's fair. I'm actually gonna chuck that in for everybody.
I know. I just realised I know what Rollins' Mania match is. Just realised it. I don't know if people been noticing on telly, but a certain Cross keeps getting in Seth Rollins' interviews in the background. Every interview he has in the background, Karrion Kross is in the background.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're building to them two at Mania.
Yeah, and I'll go one further. It'll be Karrion Kross versus Seth Rollins in a last man standing match.
Yeah, I think it'd be. Yeah, I think that's what they go. Yeah, I think they're subtly telling that story.
So, if they gave Kross that kind of television time, I think he could show out. I really do. I think Kross is immensely talented.
He hasn't been used well in a long time. I mean, I'm a big fan of Karrion Kross, and I was buzzing because obviously I was at Clash when he got involved in the world title match at the time, and theoretically, he's just never been used right once, and it's a joke.
Not at all.
He's got the ability to do it. He actually he's understanding himself more a bit now, and I'm like, you should feed into that.
And I think he said that in an interview, didn't he? About his understanding his character now, understanding who he is. And I think if they give him if they give him Rollins at Mania, that's a big. You're ready.
I would have him go over as well. I actually would have him beat Rollins at Mania.
Yeah, Rollins don't need to win matches. He's safe. Rollins is safe. Rollins don't need to win matches.
Yeah, but it needs to be the start of him changing things up a little bit. What's up, Dara? Good seeing you. Fletcher's saying if Cena, Roman, Charlotte or Becky wins the Rumble, well, I can already tell you one of them 100% is winning a Rumble tonight.
Yeah, Charlotte's in. I mean, they have indicated they have stepped all over themselves to indicate to you that
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair is going to win the women's Royal Rumble.
I don't think any four of them are going to win the Rumble.
Yeah,
I'll say this: if Charlotte wins the Rumble, the last person she eliminates is somebody she hasn't beaten before. That's.
I think Charlotte wins the Chamber. That's how she gets there.
I don't think, as much as I think that's a smart move, I think they'll take the obvious just to be safe. So Dara's saying, call me crazy, I don't think Roman's in the final four. Why do you get the feeling Bloodline cost him a chance? It's possible.
No, it's not going to be.
Nah, Bloodline's
he'll be in
done.
the final four.
Bloodline is done.
I think if you look at who's getting someone screwed over, Jacob Fatu will eliminate Solo from the Rumble.
Yeah,
Solo's
I agree
actually
with that,
in the
Reece.
Rumble.
I think he's in the Rumble. Yeah.
I mean, he's not even on the poster.
See, he might not be on the poster, but he can still be in it. I think he will be in it.
Who's that? Solo.
Yeah.
Solo.
Get rid of him quickly though. Just get him in.
I think we'll go out. It's got to be Fatu and Solo at Mania, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure.
I don't. No, if they put those two together right there, that's going to be a disaster in the ring. That's going to be a disaster because the amount of time that Fatu would have to slow down to work him, that's going to be a disaster match. Sure, they may do it, but I mean, Fatu is heads and tails better than anybody right now.
He is incredible, Jacob Fatu.
I mean, if Hikulea's not even going to make this kind of impact.
No, I know people complain about booking a lot, but I actually think they booked Jacob Fatu extremely well since his debut.
Oh, I rave about Jacob Fatu all the time. Like the only thing is, there's some things they can absolutely change about him that's essential, but the rest of them is fantastic. Fletcher's saying Tama looking at the tag titles, Hikuleo about to debut. Tama and Hikuleo's tag champs because Tom goes out. It is a possibility.
Yeah, and there's story there with the tag titles, which I like. You know,
yeah.
Story there. Yeah.
That's true. Charlotte was training with Mariah May and the Guns, getting herself back into ring shape, well, potential ring shape, but we'll see how far she really is. Can we reaffirm Priest as the new body for Jacob Fatu?
I want to see. That's a match I'd love to see.
That'd be hard hitting. That would be a hard hitting match.
The thing with Priest can go, he can go, so that'd be a good match.
And it'd be a good guy I suppose Fatu looks strong already, but I think Priest has had a good run since WrestleMania in terms of momentum. I think Fatu going over him quite easily would be great. I think it'd be great for Fatu for his run.
Yeah, there's a reason Priest has been transferred to SmackDown now to get away from the Judgment Day and all that stuff. And there's a reason
because he's got nothing left.
And there's a reason that Cross is sort of left on his own on Raw as well, because they're trying to pivot them guys now to fresh stories, fresh feuds.
I'm still reiterating this, Fletch. Zilla Fatu can go to hell. Like he's an absolute git.
Zilla.
I'm sorry, but if you are specifically advertised to appear on shows and you've been paid to appear on those shows and you chose not to, you just choose, actually, you know what, I'm not going to bother. I don't give a fuck what company it is. The bastard should be blacklisted. Simple as. Is it too early to be pulling the trigger on the Jacob Fatu run outside the Bloodline? I can see the monster run, but once he takes his L after said run, he will get lost in the shuffle.
What do you want him to do now then? If you don't pull the trigger on him?
What
does Dara want to do with him?
Right now, honestly, I'm putting Jacob Fatu as whoever doesn't win the main title after Mania. I'm sticking him straight in that spot.
Yeah.
I think he'll end up winning Money in the Bank.
You can tell the company's all behind him as well at the moment. So
he's getting the rocket up the arse, isn't he?
You can tell that behind him.
Something like that. I miss SmackDown as Nakamura in some feud. Nakamura is in the feud with catering, and he
was lurking around backstage last night, wasn't he? In the segments, he was
stalking around.
Yeah,
I wonder if they've got something in mind. He's not that good, Zilla. Honestly, I don't think Zilla motherfucker thinks he's him. He's not. Honest to God, he ain't worth it. Interesting comment from Kervin though. If the woman doesn't main event night one at WrestleMania, what was the point of the Women's Rumble? It's quality.
Yeah, all the bitching can stop.
You give them a women's revolution. and you still don't deliver. Simple as.
Look, I will say it all the time. Yeah. Look, last year, no woman was ever going to no woman fight was going to be bigger than what they
there
put
isn't
on
any
at Mania last year. I don't like does so. You know, I don't know. I think this year there will be. I think the women will main event night 1, and the men will not main event night 2, and the World Championship will be a mid card, like a mid on the like the second hour of the mid of the pay per view. In my opinion.
Captain Rogers, good seeing you. We're going to be coming to the who we think are going to win the whole thing very, very shortly. But everyone that's actually in this chat, if you want to take part in the predictions, I've actually put your names in the actual prediction thing. Anyway, I'll be bringing that up like very,
Do you have the
very
match
shortly.
order, Reece? Is the match order confirmed yet?
I don't have the match order. I'm just going to do based on like the 4 we've got, and we're just going to go with it. Plus your final.
I think the women's rumble will be first.
I'm expecting that to be first. Nakamura versus Big.
I think the title match is the main event.
Fletcher said my predictions is Jordan Grace for the women's rumble and old veteran Phil for the males. Okay, I'll lock that in. So that's.
Yeah, she's there. She's been spotted now, ain't she, in Indy? So she's.
Yeah, I actually have one of my final 4 lads might shock you, but we will absolutely get to that. Right,
why do you got the same final 4 as me? I've got a feeling we might.
Mine's actually one of my final 4 hasn't even been mentioned by the chat yet.
Yeah, neither of mine. I wonder who got the same.
If you say AJ Lee, I swear to on everything that I am, that I'm just.
Why is AJ Lee popular?
Completely off of this thing.
I don't get why AJ Lee's popular.
She's not in my final 4 for the women, but I have a sneaky feeling that she might be at the Rumble event, but she won't take part.
She's going to do anything with. I don't think she's going to do anything with WWE. And to be honest with you, I think Pepsi Phil is probably hunting down lawyers at this point right now. So I don't think she wants anything to do with this. And especially with all the garbage that's come out since yesterday, there is absolutely no reason for her to be within 100 miles of this Rumble.
Well, what happened?
Absolutely.
What happened?
Because I got a feeling she was part of all that stuff going on back in the day too. So
what the Vince stuff?
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be within 100 miles of this thing. I think it'll probably bring back trigger memories, and you actually get to see the real crazy come out if she shows up, the real one, not the kayfabe. So I don't see that at all. No. And the other thing too about women highlighting the Royal Rumble, it depends on who won, or women highlighting night 1 of WrestleMania. It depends on how they structure the matches, because they still owe Phil a main event, and they're sure as hell not going to give it to him on night 2. So I don't know. They owe him a main event from somewhere for all the crap he's done for him. So I mean. And he ain't gonna be healthy enough for WrestleMania next year. That's just a given. So
I don't think the main event's gonna be a 1-on-1 match.
Neither do I. I think you'll find. I think two of the main. Yeah. I think two of the main world titles, both male and female, will be triple threats.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, right. So I've got that. So I'm going to share this now. 2 seconds. Bring this up on screen. It might flip us around a little bit. We'll probably get that. See, that works. I like that. There we go. Let's see if I can get a better. Much better. That just looks cool. I still get full size. All you fuckies all. Okay, right. So mine is in black. I am not telling you who's in my final 4 until we get to the Rumble, but we're actually going to start with the two actual title matches themselves. So I'll throw out to you first, Jamie. This WWE title ladder match. What are you thinking on this? And
oh man, I think Sami Zayn's going to cost Kevin Owens the title. Cody Rhodes retains.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I'm just putting this up, guys. just drop your predictions in. And also, if you are a Sami Zayn fan, just remember the most important banner of this channel.
Yes.
The Scottish Psychopath is 11-0 against a local competitor. That is Sami Zayn. Right. Let's get this going. Ladder. So Fletcher's saying Cody Orton's help tag titles DIY. Okay. I'll stick that in there. DIY. Whereas Jamie's saying Cody. That's cool. Matthew, what are you thinking?
I got a weird one for this one. I had my mind made up, and a buddy of mine named Kalal dropped one of these fantasy booking things, and I really wouldn't put it past WWE to do it this way.
Yeah.
Cody wins, declares the WWE Universal title actually universal, and the Winged Eagle belt drops down to be the SmackDown title, of which they bestow upon Kevin Cartman.
Reasonable, but in that circumstance, what do you then do with the world title?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The world title will be on Raw, the Winged Eagle will be on SmackDown, and Cody will be the traveling champion. So
you're thinking there's going to be 3 world champions?
I wouldn't put it past him, because when this guy says something, about 75-80% of the time it comes down that way. So I was like, I didn't even think of it that way, because they were trying to figure out. The problem is Kevin Owens belongs on Raw because Netflix wants him on Raw. Cody is going to be on Raw because Netflix wants Cody on Raw. The problem is that leaves SmackDown championless. So they could dump Owens down into SmackDown for 6 months, past WrestleMania, past all that, and get that stabilized. Then he can drop the Winged Eagle title to somebody like LA Knight or Priest or somebody like that and move on back to Raw. And Cody could spend plenty of time on Raw and give a SmackDown guy every once in a while a title shot. That's how they're going to get the WWE title over to Raw. Because Netflix has made absolutely no bones about this in all of their articles, that they want all the original WWE hardware on Raw on their show.
Yeah.
And the question is, how do you make that happen? And this would be the ultimate answer right here. I mean, it's a good call. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I think Cody wins not easily. And I think there's probably going to be 3 to 4 instances of main roster fuckery to make it happen.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't know that Sami Zayn fits into it that well. And I don't know if Randy Orton were to be back like that, it would be awful quick recovery time for him, because he had a legit injury. So that's what the pile driver was for. He had a legit injury, so they packed him up like that. So I think it's probably going to be a little too early for Randy Orton, but probably more like we're going to get a Uso fly. We're going to get we're probably going to get a Jey Uso pop. We're probably going to get a Sami Zayn pop. We may even get a Jimmy Uso pop. And we may even get a CM Punk pop in that thing.
There's several things I'm thinking.
I think they're going to lead off with that match. I really do. I don't believe that's going to be the main event.
The ladder match actually opening the show would be brilliant. Like, if you look at order, it would be smart.
Yeah,
so,
but
I don't know. Fletch.
You got to keep the rumbles apart, ain't you? You got to keep the rumbles apart. See, what would make sense is one rumble at the beginning, one rumble at the end, and the 2 title matches in the middle.
Or theoretically, you could have the ladder match actually opens the show, and then you do the women's rumble.
Yeah,
and then you have the tag titles.
Then the tag titles and the men's rumble. Yeah, you could
have the men's rumble be your main event, because they're going to have to do that, because they're going to have to shock and all the shit out of their customers. That's pretty much how it's going to have to go. And the Rumble's the only time they can really shock and all the shit out of their customers.
So possible. I'll lock that in.
I think the way this tag team division's going at the moment, I would say at Mania we'll go have a tag ladder match with like Pretty Deadly, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns.
I actually think I'm going to go one further. I think at WrestleMania, and I got this last year. I actually called it last year, if you remember. I said there would be like a 12 tag gauntlet type match. I actually think this year you're going to have a fatal 4-way elimination like you had at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, I remember.
And the Guns will be losing that match. Practically everybody's going for Cody. Kino, before I give mine, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going to go Cody Rhodes as well. I think similar actually to the Jamie. I think Sami Zayn could have a part to play in this, and I actually think he may interfere in this match and appear quite conflicted in his emotions when interfering, and then which ultimately could cost him in the Rumble later on.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, we're getting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at Mania.
See, what's the phrase? Destined to fight forever, apparently.
They go for Mania. That's the match. That's your Mania match. And I also think it'll be for a world title, but I'm going to tell you that in a minute.
I might be the only mad one here.
What, and then loses it at Elimination Chamber? Carries it for a month?
No.
You reckon Cody's not going to be champion going into Mania?
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
It'll never happen.
I don't think they're going to disrupt Cody going into Mania. That
he can lose though, and he can win it back at a Chamber. They have that like my month, and then you could do story around it. Why Kevin Owens lost it goes, and that's his Mania match for that story reason. So you could do it that way.
I actually have Kevin Owens going over because I actually think Kevin Owens has actually proven the point of everyone's actually against him in the reality that everything he's actually saying is actually true.
Right. So you thinking? I don't know if this is what you're thinking. Are you thinking it's going to be Owens Sami Zayn for the world title at Mania?
No.
No, I do. I think Sami Zayn's going to be champion at Mania.
I think that would be a catastrophic mistake.
They're building that story. They're building that story. That's all they're talking about
next year. That's next year.
I would build it.
Gunther's not working. Gunther's not working as world champion.
Yeah, his title run has been crap.
And Triple H knows that. He's going to take the title.
But I would go as far as to the farthest extent that Kevin Owens actually retains the title. Kevin Owens wins the title, goes into WrestleMania as champion, and he's in a fatal 4-way for it.
We are here though.
And I'll say one further. It's gonna be a more modern version of the Winged Eagle title going forward. That fucking Custard Guzzler shirt title design needs to go.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
The Saeed WWE title belt needs to be retired, and they need to go with the modern version of the Winged Eagle. Just have a very small W, not like an oversized version. But it's absolute time that they go down that route.
This wasn't on my 2025 bingo card that Reece would be on the Steelchair slandering Saeed. I love it.
Well, some Man United fans I just don't like, simple as. But plain and simple, I would go down that route. I think it's actually effective. Then again, I am fully expecting Cody to win, but I want to see them actually. I want to actually see something change. Like, you don't need to have a title run. Like, to be fair, Cody's title run wasn't generally supposed to go like a full year. It was to see how long it physically can last after taking the title from Roman. It's all about maintaining the interest. Just because he holds it for 300 days doesn't mean he needs to hold it for a full calendar year.
No, I hear that.
So you can still theoretically have him lose the title at the Royal Rumble. You still have another pay-per-view before then. You can still tease him getting the championship back at the Chamber, and he fails. If he needs to go to WrestleMania to get another opportunity, that's fine. But you can actually improve the competition of the SmackDown roster by actually forcing it to be more than just a singles match at WrestleMania.
They're telling that story, ain't they? Like Cody keeps saying, like in recent weeks, I'm tired. I'm tired. Everyone keeps stabbing me in the back. I've got no friends left. I'm tired. I can't keep doing this. So they are putting that story there, to be fair. But I think they're putting the story because the babyface then overcomes all that, don't they? So
I can see in that way. But I also think as well, if you actually have Cody physically win the ladder match. Cody wins it. The main events become a little bit more predictable. If you actually have Kevin Owens win the title, it's actually less predictable. Because then you can actually justify, hold on, could we then have the weirdest possibility? You have Kevin Owens win the ladder match. Your main event at WrestleMania, and I'm like, it's just thrown out there, your main event at WrestleMania could be Kevin Owens versus Cena versus Punk versus... You physically could.
Well, I'm weird like this. I've just got this funny feeling in my bones. I don't know what it is. So this is how I feel it's going to go. I feel Sami Zayn's not going to win the Rumble. I think
He isn't even going to get the final. He isn't even going to get the final four.
I think Sami Zayn wins the Elimination Chamber.
Ugh.
I think Kevin Owens beats Gunther at Elimination Chamber to become world champion. And we have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the world title at Mania, because I do believe they're going to do Gunther versus Bill Goldberg at Mania as his last match. And that don't need a title.
If I see Goldberg...
And you know I'm right. And you know I'm right. And that's the way you do it. I think that's how they're going. They are not going to keep talking the Sammy stuff up about being a champion, getting in everyone's faces lately, if they're not going to pull the trigger. I think that's what they're going to do. I think it would generally be horrifying if
it would be. Yeah, this is premature. If they put it on, if they put Sammy in a title match right now, and I say by right now, I mean WrestleMania, I think it's very premature. I got Sammy going over in the Rumble because, see, you got the Rumble going to Saudi Arabia next year.
That's what
I got Sammy winning that.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
political choice.
Yeah, he can't win. He can't win politically this year over major events and then send him to Saudi Arabia. They got 2 shows there next year, one being the Rumble. Yeah, no, it's too early.
The only reason I say that
What's up, Rich?
I do not see Gunther being champion at Mania.
No, I don't see Gunther being champion either. He's sorry. He's horrible at it. This world title thing is not. And really, I don't understand the glaze on the Intercontinental title. He defended it 41 times.
The thing with Gunther, Gunther's a wrestler's wrestler, ain't he? So he's that sort of wrestler where he just goes out and has great matches every week. That sort of wrestler's not really a champion. They're Intercontinental champions, ain't they? So that's why I don't think it's working him at the highest level with the world title. So I don't think
it's purely working because he ain't getting over with the crowd, plain and simple.
No, he got over with the crowd more as a mid-carder than he does as a main eventer.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Because fans want to see Gunther just wrestle. They don't actually want to see him in that high echelon of the world title.
I think they would gladly be fine seeing him do main event matches. I don't think there's any issue with that. The problem is when he starts to open his mouth.
Yeah, when he starts to talk, it just fucks it all up.
Yeah, when he talks, it's like listening to Keir Starmer or Donald Trump. It's genuinely, you just want to be deaf. Like you don't want to have the ability to hear things because you know that you're going to suffer both internally and externally. Rich, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'll be live with Rich after this as well, so that's going to be fun, back to back for me, which very rarely happens these days. I've gone Kevin Owens purely because I want to see something different. It's not to say one title reign's bad or one title reign isn't. It's good to have a little bit of a fresh up, but we'll see. Couple of predictions already for the tag titles. So Catherine's got Motorcycle Machine Guns.
Yeah.
Fletcher said DIY retains. Nathan said Motorcycle Machine Guns. I don't think anyone else has said.
I'm going to go DIY retains because it'd be better for the babyface team to win at Mania.
The question is which one, because I don't think they actually know. I'll be surprised if they put the titles back on the Guns.
That's why I think it's going to be a multiple man, like you said, a multiple man match at Mania for the tag titles. Because I think you go to have Hamatonga, and I think whoever is with him will go for that title. Then you got obviously Pretty Deadly. You've got Motorcycle Machine Guns. So you got teams there that are all eyeing that title. So I think that'd be your Mania match, all them, as you said earlier. So I don't see the heels losing today.
I just hope we change. I just hope they change their name. Can we change them from Pretty Deadly to Pretty Damning? Because they are not interesting at all. Like, I would dump their ass back to NXT.
Yeah, they haven't got that thing about them, have they?
I barely watch NXT, and I would rather have Nathan Fraser and Axiom in that spot than Pretty Deadly. I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah, they should swap.
They're not.
Like,
They're not.
They're
not
just
good in NXT either. Let's be fair. They weren't that.
Then I hear OVW's hiring.
Yeah, they weren't great in NXT either. To be fair, yeah, Fraser and Axiom are so coming up after Mania, aren't they?
There's something about them that's at least it resonates with the crowd quite well. Like they've just they've got an enjoyable way about them, and I think they actually are more interesting. Like, but Pretty Deadly, honestly, are just the English. Boring. No, I've got a better way of putting them. They're just the English equivalent of Maximum Male Morons.
Yes,
exactly. That is quite true, actually. Yeah.
I absolutely loathe, detest, hate, wish pain upon them. Like, I absolutely hate them. Like, I would feed them to Lesnar 100 weeks. Oh wait, hold on, we can't really say his name because
we can't feed anything to Lesnar. He's been fed already, apparently.
Yeah,
he's
it was made public yesterday what happened for the first time in 2 years.
He is finished. God. He is finito, Brock Lesnar. So Ailey's probably won that war with Brock Lesnar. Like,
do we know
on the channel?
I know the stuff got sent to Brock and he was used as part of a pull, but do we know if he received it or anything like that?
We just know that he's been named in the actual lawsuit.
That's the thing.
For the first time. I haven't actually fully read it yet, but
yeah, things can be sent to you. If he hasn't received it and he deleted things and he told them where to go, Vince where to go. I mean, that's what we don't know yet, so we have to wait for everything to come out, don't we?
No. We quite well know. It was spelled out in the deposition.
I need to fully read it. I haven't actually fully read anything yet.
I read a good bit of the document today, and they made Brock Lesnar's name apparent, and without delving into full things here, one of the things that was in the document is that them images and explicit content was sent to him in Vince's eyes to try get him to sign with WWE. So
yeah, but did he delete it and tell Vince to fuck off? I mean, that's what I'm asking.
I don't think he would have, because one thing we all know is that Brock Lesnar is literally Vince McMahon's boy. If Vince told Brock to jump off a bridge and land on his feet and then F5 a shark, he would. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is the guy where have you guys heard of the story of Brock and OVW?
No.
I think I actually experienced that, but go ahead.
It's the story. So what happened in OVW when Brock had literally just joined is Brock was in a relationship at the time. One of the talent.
I've heard this.
Yeah, so it's the one where he obviously had a friendship. He had obviously one of his mates was hitting on his missus, and literally after the show, Brock beat the guy to a pulp.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely throttled him for no reason. By the way, it came out came out that nothing actually had happened.
No.
It was just that Brock had gone way too far. He made 2 and 2 equals 5, and he beat somebody for nothing. Like, there's just something about him. Like, the guy is a living psychopath.
He is. He's a scary individual, man. I will say about Brock though, when he was in the ring, I did rate him. I think he was one of the best sellers in the company as well. You know, and it was a superstar. People might not like him, but he was a superstar at the end of the day.
He was one of those where he picked and chose, though. He did pick and choose who he would sell for. Like, if he liked you.
He liked you. So,
he sold like a motherfucker for AJ Styles, like.
Yeah, and Daniel Bryan and Finn Balor. You know, them guys. He made them superstars, man. He made them bigger.
Well, to be fair, they were all bigger than him. Let's be real.
Like, despite all the stuff that happened with this Vince case, despite what happened. Brock Lesnar will forever be known as genuinely one of the biggest crossover stars in history, because what he done with WWE, what he done in the NCAA, and then obviously going to the UFC and doing what he done with diverticulitis, that's no feat at all. Beating people like Frank Mir when he had diverticulitis, that is freak. That's absolute freak. Now I know when he started losing them a couple of fights in the UFC, that was against prime Alistair Overeem and prime Cain Velasquez. Do you know what I mean? Like, Brock Lesnar is fucking legit. Now, look, if more comes out about this case and he's complicit, then 100%, you know, probably not similar to Benoit, but he will be blacklisted like in WWE that way. But like, if it comes out that he that he wasn't complicit, like Jamie said, then look, you can remember Brock for being, you know, I suppose one of the catalysts for, I suppose, the whole crossover that we're going to see in the next couple of months with TKO and, you know, WWE.
It's certainly a possibility. Will it happen? We don't know. One thing is absolutely for sure now, because he has been named in this case. He will be thoroughly investigated.
Yeah, you won't see him. I think Brock's done. You won't see him again. It's a shame. I mean, I did sort of want to see that Brock Gunther match. I ain't gonna lie. That would have been a quality. That would have been a.
Do you know what match I wanted to see? I wanted to see Brock and Braun Breaker. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, you have matches there, and obviously it's never going to happen now. The man's finished. Brock don't need to work again anyway. The man's a multi-millionaire.
I'll be surprised if she comes back, Fletch, after what's been happening with her recently. If Asuka
scumbag bastards. Why don't they just leave Asuka alone, man?
That's the thing. This is the thing.
WWE and TKO looking after her now.
This is the problem I've got with genuinely pro wrestling fans in general. Pro wrestling fans at a show, to an extent, are fine. At a convention, give or take, they're fine.
Following them home, no.
That's what I'm saying. Give or take, they're fine. You get them at a convention, give or take, they're fine. Until they meet someone particular that they absolutely enjoy, then they become complete, utter psychos. And it is a joke. Like, easily, like the Rhea Ripley stuff. Jeff Hardy at that bloody airport where fans were holding like 40, 50 autographs, like pictures of him saying, "Can we get you autographs?" And the Mercedes Mini at that WrestleCon event where fans were like, "Why did you leave XYZ's company?" And she says, "None of your business." It kept pestering and eventually told him, just fuck off. Like, you're there to actually meet them, get their autograph, and just ask them questions about them. You're not there to ask them like, "Why'd you leave XYZ?"
Yeah,
like it's pathetic. Like, it's their lives. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
They go too far, unfortunately.
I hate all that shit. Like, it's what can put you off wrestling in general. It's like these people, and
Reece,
they listen to people.
You mentioned conventions, and I just watch. While I'm on the show, I'm actually watching USC here as well. We chat briefly about this on Twitter. How do you feel about Israel Adesanya coming to WWE in the next 12 to 18 months?
If he does it, then cool. I do like Israel Adesanya. The problem is, though, is just what sort of transition would he have and expect to have? Because the one thing that he will need to do is, first of all, is get up to speed. But I do like him. I've always liked his work, but I think right now he should just focus on destroying every cunt in that division. And go with it in that way. Fletch saying, wonder if this Alexa Bliss drama was just about to make us think she's out and she actually returns. No, she will not be in the Rumble.
She's not going to be in the Rumble.
She has the nerve to ask for more money.
Yeah, she was right. That's not what she was. That's not all she was asking for.
It's not nerve to ask for more money. She's got a kid. She just beat cancer. And
but
absolutely.
At the end of the day, this is a business. So if she isn't worth the money she's asking for, then she ain't going to get it.
She is worth more than what she is worth more than that roster.
Situation, though. Do you know what I'll say about this whole situation?
She's clearly worth more. She's clearly worth more than $175,000.
Well, it depends.
1% of her merch.
We don't know what she's asked for, do we? That's the thing. We don't know what she's asked for.
Do you know what I'll say about this, though? The first people to report on this was Wrestling Observer. Yeah, and you know how WWE like pump fake and fake stories out to the Observer.
So she gets everything wrong.
Yeah, so I'd hold it with a pinch of salt right now because they were the first people to report it, and we all know like WWE love pump fake and Meltzer because he's obviously is quite publicly an AEW kind of guy. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't hold out there yet that she's definitely not going to return, and these negotiations are going on because in the last year we've seen Punk's definitely not coming to WWE. Punk came to the WWE. You know, we've seen obviously other stories out there that The Rock isn't gonna be appearing on WWE TV. Lord behold, The Rock has been on WWE TV lately.
Yeah.
I think this is a whole different thing though. It's not about like who's reporting or pumping it in the news and all that. It's pure and simple. All she's asked for is slightly bit more money, slightly less dates on her schedule. That's all that's actually come out. There's nothing like, if anything,
but
there's
we
no
don't
shame
know
in that.
how much she's asked for. That's the thing. You know, we don't know how much she's asked for.
Probably double what she makes.
And
which,
if the company don't think she's worth double, then you know it's business, ain't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not going to be like when Sasha Banks looked for the money she was looking for at the time, and
I would rather give double the money Alexa Bliss than the contract they're giving Jade Cargill.
That is correct. I
would rather give the value of a mansion in Beverly Hills than Jade Cargill's contract. That's how shit she is. She's a.
I think Alexa and WWE come to an agreement and it'll be done.
I'm expecting her to appear at some point. Yeah. Nathan saying Belair revealed as the one who attacked her. Is Bianca Belair's the one that's done it?
You'll find out at the Rumble. It's going to happen at the Rumble.
I've been saying it for ages. It'll be Bianca Belair. And Scott, yes, I do absolutely think said individual is returning. Yes, but I'm not saying anything else on that moment for now.
Someone's in the comments as Scott Steiner. What the fuck?
Yeah, Scott's one of my regulars. He's a good man. He's a good guy.
Can we get him on and get him to talk about maths?
It's not the real one, but
I know, but you know what I'm on about.
I know. Yeah, he is good though. He asks a lot of good shit, and he's always involved. So it's good to see him.
I love Dave Meltzer though. I know you were just talking about Dave Meltzer there. Dave Meltzer.
He's an historian. I like him as a historian. I don't pay attention like his reports. I just like him for the historical knowledge.
The historical stuff is that, but the bullshit he comes out with that. You know when AEW have a bad rating and he has to make an excuse why that rating's bad. It's just like, Dave, let go, mate. The rating's bad because no one's watching the shit product at the moment. Like, just leave it there, man.
Just leave it go, bro.
To be fair, the whole ratings discourse for any company right now is bad when you actually look at how shit across the board. But I'm leaving it at that. Matthew, what have you got for the tag titles?
Motor City Machine Guns.
You're going with the guns, okay? Yeah,
the guns. It was obvious that WWE dropped the ball with the guns walking in the door. They dropped the ball with the title switch. They don't have a tag team division. Can we just stop pretending they have a tag team division on either side? I mean, they got Fraxium with the NXT title. They're a legit tag team. You got Motor City Machine Guns. They're a legit tag team. DIY is two guys thrown together that accidentally had chemistry. Pretty Zesty can just go zest their ass on the hell off of my show.
Fuck.
I mean, can we really just finally sit down and say they don't have a tag team division and they're not trying? It's not that they don't have the people that could do it. They are physically not trying to have a tag team division. And we're sitting here arguing over who's going to be the tag champs. Probably the Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and NXT. And for God's sakes, Raw is just like in the shitter. I like the War Raiders. They are a legitimate tag team. They've been a legitimate tag team 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And they're good at what they do. They have legitimate chemistry, but the only reason they have tag matches right now is they found two people with dumb luck and chemistry. They don't
Yeah, there's no depth, is there? Like, I think you're spot on. I think, like, if you look at both rosters, like Raw and SmackDown, there's a lack of depth there in terms of the amount of teams that are there.
You don't pay attention. Let's be real.
WWE hasn't pro wrestling right now. Tag team wrestling everywhere's down.
Let's be honest, and it's a simple fact. WWE couldn't give a rat's arse when it comes to tag team wrestling.
Neither can any company, to be fair, Reece. Neither can any company.
Let me finish my thought on this, and it'll make a lot of sense.
It's not used anyway. AW no tag team.
Let me finish my thought on this, and it'll make a whole lot of sense. Vince used tag teams for decades to put one person over. He never used tag teams like we're trying to use them now.
Oh dear God.
And that's transition to clean over.
Oh dear
And
God.
Catherine, just stop it. Stop. Just stop.
Where's Montez and Angelo? They're in catering where
There's
they
another
belong.
tag team that's a legit tag team. You don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other legit tag team they actually had in the Usos, they're trying to split them up and make a single stars out of them. And they're
And they never
tag
will
team.
be.
They're never
Yeah.
going to get it. It's never going to happen. And even
know
if it
who's-
does happen,
You know, else a legitimate tag team they actually do have, but they don't use them well enough. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza are a genuine
Yes.
tag team, and they don't use
Yeah.
them well enough. Let's be real. Like,
yeah,
that needs to be like, it is something that needs to be deeped on, because when you look at their tag team divisions, you could theoretically have 6 or 7 tag teams on both rosters,
you could.
and you can actually involve it. If it hadn't been for the absolute disaster on Raw, you could have had a very solid tag team with JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio, and I don't have the time of day for Dominic anyway, but
I don't either, but I get you.
JD in terms of tag teams actually works really well.
Yeah, JD done a lot on the Irish scene here in tag team wrestling before he was in WWE. And, like, tag team would be kind of his specialty. He's not a great single star, but he's more suited to tag team wrestling.
Yeah, I think another thing as well is like they just overall like they need to reevaluate, and I said this on the Raw review that I did on Tuesday, and I stand by it. If you're gonna have tag team, if you're going to actually have a tag team division, actually put someone in charge of that and be responsible for the tag teams. And I'll tell you right now, the best answer they've got right now on that bloody show across the board is Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode's
hello?
the answer to a lot of problems they got right now.
Yeah, the mid-card division and
Yes.
the tag team division, because he actually knows both very well.
And
Fletcher's same feet.
dedicated. I mean,
Jesus, wow.
just think about this. Just think about this for a minute. If they had a dedicated tag team division, it would fix a shitload of booking problems they've got. Because they keep
Agreed.
trying to run people into these singles matches and stuff like that, and it just creates. I said this probably 6 months ago. SmackDown has Cody Rhodes out looking for an opponent. Raw has 19 people that are dying to be the world heavyweight champion. That is the imbalance of the decade right there.
Yeah, it is.
And you got Cody Rhodes running around looking for opponent. Okay, you, Kevin, you're going to be my opponent this month. And over in Raw, they got like, I'm not joking, they got 18, 19 people trying to be the world heavyweight champion.
And they're not really believable. Like
no, none
that,
of them are.
In that reality, like they're just not. Just responding to this comment here, what's the plan now? Just waiting until JD recovers. That's it.
I have a theory on what the plan. Well, there's going to be like an audible call here with this. I think Judgment Day are going to go. I think you're going to get Finn versus Dom.
I can't wait for that. I think that was a setup all the time.
I can't wait for them to bend
I think they
faction.
escalated now quicker now that JD is gone.
I think Dom was going to turn on Finn, and we're going to turn Finn babyface again, ain't we? I think that was always the plan.
I think the problem is though when it comes to Finn Balor hasn't been to that extent consistently top of his game for quite a while, and it's purely because he's in the wrong division. Like plain and simple. Like his best work was when he was it was the NXT title and he was head of that. But when you actually look at main roster stuff, Finn's best work on the main roster was when he was IC champ.
Yep.
And that was what 7-8 years ago.
And the Demon.
Sorry, I'm just seeing Michael Venom Page there done the UFC there. Sorry.
You're fine. What was Fletch saying? The only way Levesque would give a crap about the tag division if he signs an AEW tag team, maybe the Bucks. That would be hilarious. Because then I would have genuine nightmares about the super kick cunts, which is the Usos versus the Bucks.
AEW don't use their tag division either, so what are we doing?
They give more to the tag teams than they do, but the problem is tag
teams. They
don't.
They put the belt on a team that they never fought in 4 months. So they don't care either. They don't care either.
The reality about it. Tag team wrestling hasn't been strong since the late 2000s.
It hasn't.
I wonder who was doing that right. Oh, it's the it's one company in particular that I'm all for. Or when maybe Phoenix signs to push Penta and Phoenix, please no. I do not want to see the Lucha Bros as a tag team.
No.
The fact that
No, Phoenix would be hurt every other week.
Penta needs to be
Penta's a star.
Penta needs to break Rey Mysterio's arm and just be a heel, plain and simple.
Penta's a superstar already.
Yeah, he's over already, man.
It's got to be him a breaker at Mania for the IC belt. That's what I think.
The reality is, Penta's been a star everywhere. It's just about what you get from him. That's the reality of it.
AEW used him shit.
He won tag titles 3 times.
He was a big. I know you guys are AEW fans, but he was a bigger star in WWE in 3 weeks than he ever was in AEW. That's a fact.
Not even, but that's
it is a fact. It's a fact.
I think the bigger reality.
They never sold one mask in AEW.
I'm going to put the kibosh on that right away.
I think the bigger reality is. I think the bigger reality is, and this is where you're all wrong. Penta's only being used strongly in 2 companies in the entire regions of the America, and it's none of the 2 companies you have mentioned.
Well, he's only been
Lucha Underground was his best word.
He's only been in WWE for 3 weeks. I mean, let's chill, yeah. But
I'm just saying, he's on in terms of how he's actually going to be used and how he's been booked strongly. You'll never see him be how he was in Lucha Underground because WWE will not let him actually do that.
You guys don't know anything about wrestling.
Because WWE is not the end all be all, and that's
it's plain and simple. How he was in Lucha Underground is the Penta.
Yeah, but no one watched Lucha Underground. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's categorically a lie.
No, it ain't a category. Like, no one watched Lucha Underground. Like,
they did.
The reason Penta's a bigger star in 3 weeks in WWE because WWE is seen by more people than anyone else. So that's why he's a bigger star in 3 weeks. That's what I'm trying to say. In AEW, he was a star. They didn't even make one mask for him. They had a mask made up and sold out of his merchandise before he debuted. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think everyone's turned on you, Jamie, for just some bullshit, but we go.
Yeah, I mean, WWE doesn't make stars, they take stars.
They've got an established great talent there from Penta.
The last star that WWE made, is Dwayne Johnson. That's it.
Well, Roman Reigns, obviously.
No, he didn't make Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns made himself.
Brock Lesnar?
No, Brock was already good when he got there from UFC talent. He sucked when he left. He went made it big in the UFC, and they took him back.
Brock was big before he went to UFC.
Brock just didn't care anymore.
Brock
did not care. That was fundamentally important.
I mean, he was okay. They limited him greatly in WWE. He did that shooting star press once, and he can do stuff like that.
Thank God he will never do that again, though.
John Cena.
I think people forget what I mean by making a star. I think that's what people don't realize.
If you're honestly you cannot actually deny the fact that Penta has been a star everywhere he's actually been.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is WWE are going to make him a superstar through other means that other companies couldn't do it. That's what I mean by it. That's what I mean. All the time he was at AEW, the fact that he never sold one master in AEW is disgusting. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think you guys understand wrestling. But don't worry, let's carry on.
Here's the thing, though.
Carry on. I didn't mean to come down on you that hard. It's just when everybody tells me that WWE makes stars, I just watch what they do. Like you said earlier, it's business.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make anything. They take things and make something with them that were already there. And they just they just put it into their little bubble. And the people who are dedicated and adjudicated WWE fans go, "Oh, look what they've done."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree. Penta's a star. Like MJF's a star in AEW. Yeah, he's a star in AEW. We all know
he
that,
was.
Yeah,
right? But AEW dropped the ball on him, and now he's just a mid-carder, right? But if he went to WWE, he would go from star to superstar just because of the elevation between companies. This is what I mean by it. I'm not saying everyone.
I think the reality is.
They just become superstars because production value is better, marketing's better, things like that. So they go out to another. I'm not saying WWE do it, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
I think the worst reality is, though, and I really like the presentation of Penta. I'm just saying, the actual part of Penta that was special and unique was what he did in Lucha Underground. That's special and unique. It's actually hard to replicate that. Free companies tried it. Free companies tried that.
Nathan's got what I mean. This is what I want to get my thing out. It'll make Hitler start to the casual fan. That's what I mean by. And I know people diss the casual fans as hardcore fans like we do, but casual fans are important. Now, casual fans are still in WWE. There's no casual fans in AEW. That's the difference.
I think the reality is what they're looking for, and casual fans will here or there. Like, they don't actually know what they're looking for. That's the hard part. But the good thing about casual fans is they'll just buy things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
MJF is finished. Doesn't matter what.
What have they done to him? What have they done to him over there?
They didn't do anything to him. He did it to himself. He lost.
I think he would. I think he's lost the whole. I don't think he even knows what he wants anymore. He should have gone WWE and not signed a contract.
No, here's how that went down, and that I do have firsthand knowledge of. While he was out for quite a while, he torqued a lot for WWE. WWE didn't offer him a percentage of what he was making. And so he comes back and declares that he signed this new great contract with AEW. And the fact of the matter is WWE didn't want him. If they wanted him, they would have paid money. He'd be in WWE today. He would have never gotten back to Double or Nothing last year.
I do agree.
If WWE wanted him, he would already be there, and he wouldn't have showed up at Double or Nothing. But when he showed up at Double or Nothing, he showed up with an 8-year contract.
Do you think that's the company he actually wanted to go to then?
No, he wanted to go to WWE.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Here's a clue. Britt Baker wants to go to WWE. Britt Baker's dying to go to WWE.
She's awful.
But they don't
think
want
MJF
her
works in WWE anyway, because a lot of his character in AEW is distant WWE stars. Like,
I've been saying this for ages. Like, MJF would not work in WWE. It's purely like.
Do you think he's
MJF is what they wanted for the Miz.
Yeah,
MJF would be what they wanted for the Miz.
That's a shout.
He is. Like, MJF was at his best 4 years ago. Let's just think that in. He was at his best 4 years ago.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know, he posed for WWE. They're like, "We'll give you a $500,000,000,"
and it's all right with that. Like, I've actually got no. This is what I like about the landscape of pro wrestling right now. Like, you can be a hardcore fan for one promotion, you can be a variety fan for all sorts. The one thing that pro wrestling needs right now, and it's actually quite good, is there's actually a variety right now where they can go across the board. It hasn't been around for a very long time. No. Whether it be you want to just go to, whether you just want to go to WWE, no problem. Whether you want to go to TNA, cool. If you want to go over to Japan or you want to wrestle in the UK, like, they're all important.
Japan's dead. MLW, I love MLW. I watch that quite a lot. I like MLW.
I
stopped watching purely because of the clown Zilla Fatu, but I do like Jacob and Hammerstone were amazing.
Zilla's off MLW. I quit watching it because Eric Bischoff's booking it.
That the fact that he's allowed to book in 2025 is absolutely.
Did he have that? He had that show, didn't he? Yeah.
He's got the next one coming up too. The fact that they gave him a book is like no to me.
Yeah, the last one he did, I didn't like. I will say.
What's up, Universal? We're all fine, thanks. How are you? And he's also saying he was at the Rumble rehearsals this morning.
They let you in the door?
Drop the spoilers. Drop them.
No, don't drop the spoilers. I'm just thinking. I accidentally
message me on Twitter and I can do my bets on them. Then, drop them.
Does anyone think MJ? I used to think MJF was the best on the mic when he started, right? For a long time, not like for a while that I've seen. But the more I listen to him now, he's very one-dimensional, ain't he?
That's correct.
He's extremely one-dimensional.
He is literally he is AEW's version of the Miz, except you can tell he's on the juice, and the Miz is shit as well. Like in general, all round, he is bland, and he doesn't work in WWE, not because of the fact of he likes to take pot shots at companies. MJF doesn't work in WWE because he actually hasn't got a clue who he's catering to. Is he catering to adults? Is he catering to the kids? In AEW, you're catering to a variety as well, to an extent. But he doesn't get over with the WWE fan base at all. I actually don't think he gets over.
No, I agree.
Good job, Catherine. Very proud. Very happy.
I'm glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that. MJF is Stampede saying MJF is a far superior in-ring worker than the Miz.
Yeah, don't deny that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No one's denying that. Yeah.
All day, twice on
But
Sunday.
on the mic, is there a lot of difference, really?
I just really think WWE dropped the ball and they should have picked him up. I mean, I would be happy for MJF to go to WWE. I have no quarrels with that at all. It's where he wants to be.
Go where you want to work, ain't it? Go where you want to work.
That's what I believe in. Like that's why I believe in. Like that's why I hate. And this before we go and talk about before I give my quick predictions on the tag titles. And I know I need to get Keen's as well. Like literally, my last thing on this, honestly, is if you're a fan of the wrestler itself, it shouldn't fucking matter where they go. You should be going to watch them anyway to see how they do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not a fan of them, but you're just a fan of the promotion, then stop talking about the talent. Simple as. Calling them
I watched AEW for CM Punk when he came back. Like I wasn't like really an AEW fan back then. Then CM Punk came back and I was like, I like this. And I was like, MJF, he seems interesting. I kind of got drawn in. But ever since like Punk and Cody left and there was some questionable booking, and I kind of like I was turned off it then. Because WWE's momentum was coming back up at the same time.
Kane, you're not the only one. They've lost like 400,000 viewers, so you're not the only one, man.
Tell you one thing, I won't sit, and I need to have a look at last night's reign. Purely because of the Raw thing, because Raw's going nuts on Netflix right now. But they also lost a lot recently, and I'm thinking it's because of the replays, but the live stuff has dropped heavy. But the good thing is the replay viewing. But I've said it now and again. I don't care about ratings discourse. I just care if it's actually good to watch for me. And if it's not, then I don't watch. Plain and simple.
I think ratings do matter. Ratings do matter, though.
They do. I just don't care.
It's because you can even tell with AEW. I mean, it's not just the ratings. It's that. They're not even. They can't even sell out no more. They've got to go to smaller venues, and it's a shame because a few years ago, that you could argue in the pandemic era, they were the number one promotion. Yeah, in the pandemic era for me, AEW. Yeah. And then when they come out the pandemic, they're the ones sending out big crowds. It was fun to watch.
That's also true as well, Stampede. That is true.
And then Tony Khan became Tony McMahon, and everything went downhill.
Do you know what, Jamie? I think AEW would be so much better off if they actually leaned into the niche of, not like if they stopped slandering WWE. It's like, okay, if they turned around and just said, okay, the stuff they do was great. Come over and watch AEW. We're also great. If they leaned into that more, and if they just stopped going anti-WWE and slagging WWE the whole time, it'd actually help them in the long run.
I think that's
all they're doing is alienating fans doing that.
To be fair, in a reality, and I don't particularly care for bookers or who owns companies these days, but I think Tony Khan at times, I've criticised him recently on the shows, like for some things he does do, but in recent weeks he's actually avoided speaking about WWE. Apart from the fact there's something he actually did. He did praise WWE at the last AEW pay-per-view. If you actually go back and watch the scrum. He actually does praise WWE. There's some things about WWE he doesn't like, and there's obviously some things that I think you can hold variety say they don't like about AEW, and that's actually a good thing. You shouldn't like every single bloody thing.
No, you shouldn't.
But I think the reality is they've actually tried to do that. I think the whole problem is people are listening to certain people who are actually trying to dictate what they think. Yeah. And reality is, if you don't like it, and you can fundamentally say for your own reasons, like Keen, for example, doesn't watch AEW, but he's gave a reason why. He was more of a fan of, he was a fan of Punk and Cody, and then he got hooked on MJF. But then once they left, to be fair, he went and followed them because he has fans of them. You know what? I can credit that in that way. I don't like for example, I cannot stand Max Caster in AEW.
It's bad, don't it?
Because he raps like somebody who's got a mental disease. Like he is that crap. So I actually mute his segments. If I'm watching WWE, for example, anything about Pretty Deadly, I'm just fast forwarding.
Yeah.
Unless they're in a match and they get their ass kicked, then I will have it on fast forward to watch it through.
I think what happened with AEW as well, it's not just their fault really. WWE just got hot again, didn't it? And because of that, everyone just went over. And that's not AEW's fault at the end of the day.
No,
As soon
but
as Vince left the door, everyone's like, "All right, he's gone now. We can move back."
But this is what people don't understand though, Jamie. Is see when you actually look at it, they've increased the ticket prices, they've got that attraction, and they've got that in that demand. But this is what I don't understand in the reality, and I don't know if you guys have got the same opinion. But see, what I'm about to ask right now, and I want to see what the chat thinks about this as well. And this is not a dig at any company, but if a company's doing so well financially in that situation, why do people automatically then have to go and shit on another company for a different manner? Like this isn't like
I hear that.
like this isn't the Attitude Era anymore. You know what I mean? Like people want it to be the Attitude Era so much, but they don't realize is. But then you've openly got people on social media and on podcasts as well. They're openly wishing for these companies to die, and I'm like,
yeah.
So you
that's a bit mad, ain't it? That's
like
a bit mad.
if these companies die, all these talents that you claim to like and love and enjoy, they've got nowhere to work.
And here's the thing, Reece. The thing about it is, I think the great thing about AEW existing, it helps WWE raise their game. It helps TNA raise their game, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Competition. Like Eric Bischoff said it years ago. I know the guys here don't like Bischoff, but he said it years ago.
I just don't like him. I don't like him. I just don't like him for he did to TNA. I've always been
but you know what I mean? Like competition and controversy creates cash, and ultimately, if these companies are all thriving, wrestlers all have work, which is great, right? I watch a lot of fighting, and I like to see loads of different fight promotions open up because that means fighters have jobs, right? Same way with WWE, right? I like when AEW. I might like the product, but I like that they exist because it means wrestlers can make a living. And ultimately, as well, if all these promotions, like AEW, TNA, and WWE are all thriving, do you know what that also does? See like the smaller indie promotions like Evolve and all these other like promotions in the UK, New Japan, they benefit. Like Irish Whip Wrestling over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, JD McDonough, Becky Lynch, all them came from that small promotion, right? And they evolved by going to places like Japan, going to places like smaller promotions in America after learning their craft in Ireland, so they can make the step up to WWE. So like when you look at promotions, you look at how people are doing well. Ideally, for wrestling to thrive, all the other promotions need to be need to exist. So people like saying, "Oh, I hope AEW goes down the toilet," or "Oh, I hope TNA goes down the toilet." It's counterproductive.
Exactly. Like this is why people assume because I am, when it comes to these promotions, I am very fair on what I like and what I dislike, and I will at least come at them in that way. But you will never hear the words out of me. Oh, for example, I don't like Roman Reigns, but I want WWE to die.
That's mad.
I'm not gonna think that. I just don't like Roman Reigns.
That's just
you know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. Like if you
acknowledge our tribal chief, Reece, that's bad form.
Absolutely not. But I only acknowledge this. But in circumstance, if you truly want a professional wrestling company to die just because you don't like them, I'm sorry, you're not a professional wrestling fan.
No, you're
simple
not.
Simple as you can there's
you're about JD from New York, aren't you?
He's a wanker. Honestly, I would love to punch him in the face until my hand breaks or his jaw
breaks.
Who's
that? JD? That JD from NY? That guy?
Yeah. He's got the biggest wrestling platform.
That guy's a psychopath.
Nah.
There's a reason why he's a psychopath, guys. He'd be sniffing before he goes on fucking live stream.
He gets like 4,000 viewers a live stream, man.
He genuinely wishes he was someone like Santi Zap or TH14 in terms of actually producing content. The guy's a bigger dick rider than like 90% of the world's porn stars.
He's had them on his channel, to be fair.
Right, let's go.
He's just a prick. Anyway, Keen, tag titles.
This morning, I had Motor City Machine Guns, but the fact I'm seeing more than the majority are going to Machine Guns, and then I watched SmackDown, and I'm going classic wrestling 101 here. Machine Guns got the pin last night. DIY get the pin tonight. I'm going to go DIY.
See, this is the thing. I actually think, so I'm putting in that you've got DIY, but I actually have something mental. I also think DIY will retain. We get the multi-man match at Mania, but I think the Guns will get the first fall, DIY will get the second fall, and then they will intentionally get themselves disqualified so they don't lose on the
They
third
can't
fall.
lose the titles.
Yeah, I think this will end in some sort of controversial finish where they will both tie each other and then DIY will get themselves disqualified. And to be fair, you can do that for 40 odd minutes, good time in between each fall.
Nice.
That actually does give a good conclusion to a match because at least you get a good follow-up. And and not everything a 2 out of 3 falls match needs to be done in that way. You can still lose a fall by DQ as well. Actually, hold on. Actually, that's a good point. No, it's fine. There is standard rules. There is no disqualification. I was going to say if they did get DQ'd, that would count as a fall. So if they did, would DIY lose the tag titles then?
Titles can't change hands in that situation.
Yeah, it's like normal rule. I think.
I would like that just because it's a shock factor.
By the way,
I think DIY will win because I think they will carry the belts into Mania, where the babyface team, whoever they fight, will win the titles.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that I immensely like about New Japan is on a disqualification, the title changes hands. So you can't just rando get yourself disqualified.
Yeah, because you know what? That's a good point. Because I've always said this. Yeah, if you're an actual heel, a proper heel, and you're a champion, why wouldn't you just get yourself disqualified before every match starts? To get your belt.
Do a Randy Orton 2008 on it.
Yeah, when you just slap the ref and I'll keep my belt. Yeah. So I do like that.
We had 4 years of that with Roman Reigns. That's why.
So here's a fun fact, right? New Japan's whole Japanese rule about the tag titles and how they change, how you can lose them over disqualification. They got that from TNA and they got that from NWA. NWA used to have that rule invoked, and it only ever happened once in TNA, where the title changed hands on a DQ, and it was Sting losing the world title to Abyss.
But now, to be fair with the NWA,
now you can
I grew up watching that. There was only one disqualification you could lose the title over, and that's if you threw them over the top rope. Yeah, if you threw them over the top rope, that was the one where you lost your title. You kick them in the nuts, you still keep.
Was that a Bill Watts? Bill Watts made that rule up, didn't he?
Bill Watts made that, where you were forced to stay inside the ring, but that's because they were working. To be fair, when you look at it back in the early 90s, just look at what they were wrestling on. They were wrestling on those very hard floors. If you throw someone out there, someone's going to get hurt.
Well, easy just
so I absolutely do approve the rule. Like back then, but obviously they did eventually change that. They went on to better shows because the NW realised, hold on, we need to still get the interactions in front of the crowd.
And then ECW ruined wrestling.
To an extent, yeah.
No, man,
I always say it.
ECW.
I always said it. When you see a wrestler take 10 chair shots to the head and they kick out on 2, that sort of ruined everything for me.
I think
I do love ECW. I do love ECW.
I've always liked ECW, but I think the one thing we can all agree on that it wasn't essentially those 10 chair shots that ruined it, but it was who took 10 chair shots to the head in a major title match, and it really could have done worse. Yeah. Like all for love, Mick Foley is an absolute goat, but you should be taking 12 unprotected steel chair shots to the head. That I Quit match is an absolute magic match, but he shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, he's a madman.
But hey ho, that's what we're going.
Much love to Mick.
Oh yeah, Mick Foley's a real one. Hulk Hogan is a cunt.
Oh, no one likes Hogan, man. No one likes Hogan.
Oh, absolutely.
That's when you grow up and you realise how much of a bitch Hogan was. You know what I mean? Because as a kid, you're like, yeah, okay. When you grow up and realise what wrestling is about, you're like, that is the most politicianal wrestler of all time, man.
We stand by it.
Cody's got him on that one.
we stand by it. Fuck the Hulk Hogan then.
Yeah, fuck Hogan, but man.
Do you remember Rumble 90 when Mr. Perfect?
Oh, nice.
No, was it Rumble 89 when Mr. Perfect was meant to win it? And Hogan told Vince, "No, I think it's my turn." Something like that. Or was it 91?
This is where Royal. It was 1990. Circumstance. So Mr. Perfect was unbeaten 6 months into that point. He was unbeaten the whole way through, and they put him in the position where he's going to be Mr. Perfect, It's going to be Ted DiBiase, or it's going to be. It wasn't Ravishing Rick at the time because he was busy feuding with the ultimate steroid user. But it's Macho King Randy Savage. Oh yeah, 100%. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. He was my grand's favorite wrestler, to be fair.
I had to throw that in there when you were calling him a steroid abuser. Someone had to be respectful there for a second.
Good. Even Rude had a good feud. Yeah, good feud.
Ultimate Warrior's best ever matches, to be fair, were only with two men.
Rude and Savage.
Rude and Savage, yeah. 4 matches in his entire career only good, and it's those 4.
Well, I've got a weird soft spot for WrestleMania 6 with Hogan. I don't know why.
Probably because of
Izzy's been finished. Izzy's been finished. Oh no, he's holding in. He's gone. He's done.
I think it's just I think it's just purely the pageantry of that as WrestleMania, but they really got that wrong. For me, it should have been Perfect versus Hogan. I would have done Perfect versus Hogan at WrestleMania 6, and I would have had Perfect win. But instead, they had Perfect win the IC title, and then he dropped it to.
Right.
He then drops it to Bret Hart, which is even better. I would have had Perfect versus Bret Hart WrestleMania 7.
Fuck!
He got finished bad.
UFC, what can I say? Top tier.
Holy fuck!
Like that wild chair shot from Briscoe to Jack Perry, that motherfucker. There's some chair shots these days that are just way overboard that needs to be chilled out.
Yeah.
This is why I love the discourse about what happened to Maven. It's just pure funny. But Jamie, this is for you, this question here.
I don't think there was any. I don't think it's been dragged out. I just don't think there was a reason to do it so early. Does anyone else? Why would you do that feud so early? Like Orton coming back, you just do that feud. Makes no sense.
It would get you somewhere. In
reality, but
I suppose
the thing with Orton being injured now. See, I'd love to have seen it. For me, I think they were pivoting to maybe an Orton. And Cody, Orton Cody for the title at Mania, but I think they pivoted to and then put Kevin Owens in this situation. But then he got injured, so I don't know. I don't even know if he's back for Mania. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to do with Randy.
I like the consistency as well that it was the package pile driver, and we'll see what actually happens for it. Yeah, Izzy's just went down. Yeah, Izzy is finito. Right.
Oh, the ref could have left that go for another couple of seconds because he was still moving. He wasn't out cold. He got dropped lovely, but the ref could have left it go for another second to see if he could scramble. That shot by Imanoff was lovely. That right hand, beautiful.
His reactions are gone there.
Yeah, exactly.
He's done. Go to WWE now while you can. Don't take another knockout. Go to the performance center. Learn to wrestle, make the bag, be a better crossover star than that fucking useless cunt Tyson Fury. Just do it.
Tyson Fury, honest to God, is the biggest wimp I've ever seen. Oh, but he's one of the greatest boxers. No, he's not. No, he's not. The guy's an asshole.
Who's the worst celebrity wrestler? Who's the worst celebrity crossover wrestler to ever come into WWE?
Logan Paul.
He has good match quality. I know Logan Paul's a horrible human being, but in terms of match quality,
Logan Paul.
Crossover.
We all want to hate Logan Paul, yeah, but he's taken to this so easily.
Yeah, he has.
It's actually. I will say, what's his name? Bad Bunny was good when he was obviously.
Bad Bunny was really good. Logan Paul is.
Do you do Bad Bunny? Logan Paul, who's the best celebrity wrestler?
No, Logan Paul is the best practiced celebrity wrestler. Jamie, if you and I practiced for 2.5 months, I bet we could put on a hell of a match.
But we could. But the thing with Logan, his athleticism does help him, don't it?
That's where I'm going with this. Because Logan Paul is right now, as of a couple of weeks ago, practicing for his next match. Been practicing for 2 months. You give me 2 months to practice a match, and my old ass can put a match on. I mean, that's just the way it is. And they glaze him out there as a superstar. He's got a ring at the house there, and they send wrestlers down, and he actually literally walks through the match every day like a full-time job.
Who is it he trained with? I can't remember. It wasn't. Was it Tyson Kidd?
Yeah,
he was training with, and he got him up to standard. Yeah, like obviously his athleticism is definitely helping him. There's no doubt. I think he's got that natural charisma as well, ain't he? Which is helping him as well.
I think the best one overall is Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's quality.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's been the best one because you could actually call him out in a match today and he could go work it. You call Logan Paul out for a match in a month and a half. You know,
look after yourself, Catherine.
Bad Bunny and Priest. Bad Bunny and Priest, that Backlash was an excellent match.
Bad Bunny's
put together match.
Bad Bunny's the best celeb they've had. The worst WWE's had is Shaquille O'Neal. The worst overall in general is by far David Arquette.
No, I'd put Pookie in there somewhere too. What is that girl's name from Jersey Shore?
Oh, yeah.
Snooki.
Cookie. Looky, Dookie, whatever the fuck her name
Snooki,
is.
yeah.
Snooki. Okay, there you go.
Snooki,
that's the worst.
No, she was the worst, but
she was
that's her horse shit is what she really should be called.
Was that Mania 20?
Mania 25.
7.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 27, yeah. But then again, though, 3 years before that, you had Kim Plastic Ass Kardashian as a host at WrestleMania as well. So let that die down and make you want to shoot yourself.
Mr. T at Mania 2, his match against Piper.
No, because back to back, he actually had decent matches at Mania.
Do you know who had a decent match? Is your man, SummerSlam 15. What? Amel, is it? What's your man's name?
Amel
was tag team match at like Neverland.
Yeah, Amel had a better match. Amel had a better match in AEW, I think.
Lil J at WrestleMania 10, the fact he got to main event is absolutely insane. Against Bam Bam.
Hey, that Johnny Knoxville thing was a bit fucked up. Like,
oh no, the Johnny Knoxville semi-fuck match was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like it was pure fucked up, but it was fun.
Yeah. I'm annoyed at the fact you brought them up, Fletch, but I appreciate it anyway. If these two twats are in the Royal Rumble, I'm turning off.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to start it right in the middle of the view too.
I show cocaine and Kai Cena in this, or Cena in this Rumble would be an absolute disgrace.
I show cocaine. What did he do? I didn't see this.
No, I'm just calling him I show cocaine because it just sounds funnier.
Oh, I thought there was a scandal I didn't know about Reece. It's like, come on,
be funny. It would be absolutely fun if it ends up being that. Said it for a joke and ends up a reality. It'd be funny.
I'm telling jokes. They happen every once in a while.
To be fair.
I just do not want to see it. There's no need for it. It'd be a waste. These two Rumble matches, though, lads. This is where it really comes down to. So, I haven't even put my final four for the women. I've only put my final four in for the men, but I've left mine, as you can see, in black. Because let's be real, only one Rumble match actually matters. Sorry, ladies, but your match won't be that good.
I agree.
It doesn't matter what they do in that women's match; it's a foregone conclusion, and that's kind of problematic because they've got probably one of their most robust women's Royal Rumbles in probably 5-10 years.
Well, let's go. Let's go women first, then, Reece. Let's get out of it.
Just for me, I'll say this as well: the women's Rumble hasn't been good since the first one.
Yeah, the first one was better than the men's Rumble that year.
Yeah. But it's been horseshit ever since. So the women's Rumble, we might be able to get the actual participants now in full because everyone loves to fucking declare themselves. I'll see if I can actually get the entire list now. 2 seconds.
Yeah, my trash can declared last night about 1 o'clock in the morning. My trash can declared its eligibility for the Women's Royal Rumble too.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We actually have 13 so far from the women, and the men we have 18.
Yep.
So I will get that on now.
The men's is ridiculously stacked, though, isn't it?
The men's Rumbles is generally like it's annoying that they've. I don't like that they constantly just kept announcing folk. Like there's genuinely no need. That's better. Fuck light mode. Light mode's for pussies.
Yes, thank you, Reece. Thank you. Join the dark side, man.
I'm always, man. Always.
This just in: the Goose Flying North just declared themselves eligible for the Royal Rumble.
What gender's the Goose?
It doesn't
Josh.
matter. We're not asking genders now. The goose has declared. The goose is loose, man. The goose is loose.
Goose is loose.
Reese's lightsaber just declared for the Royal Rumble. You saw it live right here.
I think it's very obvious he's winning.
Reece, where's your belt, you paper champion?
No, that's what's his face. That's Callum because he wants to be a Stone Cold rip-off, the fraud.
Hey, don't be slagging Callum.
Callum's cool.
a
That's
good
why.
guy. He fights to go fight against that Mark Goldbridge cunt.
That's what I'm saying. Callum's a good guy. That's why I put him over. There you go.
Yeah, don't. I won't be taking Callum Stone's slander here, Reece. He's
It
my
wasn't
guy.
I'm putting him over as a dickhead.
I think it's pretty obvious who's winning this women's rumble.
I put him over as a dickhead. That's because I like Callum. Billy, on the other hand, not a chance. He's just a dick. Who do you think opens the Rumble match numbers 1 and 2? Okay.
Well, that's good.
Are we gonna do a final four before we do our winners? I think that would make sense.
Not for these freaking women, no. Not for the women. They don't deserve it.
I went through the effort of thinking about my final four. Okay, that's what fair.
Chelsea Green's going to be in the final. Chelsea Green will be a final four.
I think the match will start with Lyra, who isn't good enough, and
Becky 2.0.
She ain't that good.
I like Valkyrie. I like it.
Yeah, I'll go with Lyra Valkyria. I'll go with Lyra Valkyria and Naomi to start the Rumble.
I'm going Lyra and Becky.
Oh, you stole my thunder.
I think
20. I think that's your Mania match for the IC title as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they do a repeat their NXT match. I actually think Lyra eliminates Becky in this Rumble.
Yeah, and that's how you get your match.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going Io Sky. Io Sky's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, Io Sky is my winner as well.
I don't think Charlotte's going to win it. I really don't.
I have Io Sky as number 1 or number 2 myself. I have her going in as a candidate for Iron Woman or Iron Man or whatever the hell we're calling it.
Iron Person, just to be safe.
Iron Person. You know, we are not a respecter of persons around here. But no, I do believe in all in the bottom of my heart, I believe Charlotte wins this thing. And I think it comes down to Charlotte. Now, this is where I see it. Charlotte, Nia, Becky, and Io Sky. And it comes down to Charlotte and Io, and Charlotte eliminates Io.
Okay.
My take is Io Sky wins. Actually, it's the opposite. There, I think I'm going to go Io eliminates Charlotte at the end, but my final four is going to be Io, Charlotte, Reese's favorite person, Liv Morgan.
That's you getting muted.
Reese's favorite person, Liv Morgan, and fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go roll. Actually, take Liv Morgan out. Take Liv Morgan out of the final four. Actually, I'll do good for you here, Reece. Take Liv Morgan out of the final four. So I'm gonna go Io, Charlotte, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne's already been buried. I'm done. Yeah, she was grand opening, grand closing.
I think Roxanne and Liv. I've read. I don't know if it's true, but I've read that. I think they're pushing Roxanne and Liv to win the women's tag titles at Mania. I believe.
That's Raquel. Yeah.
Raquel.
That's who I'm thinking.
Raquel. Stephanie McCall, man. Oh, don't start.
She's the best wrestler they actually have. Period.
She is. I know Julia's great, but Stephanie's got the whole thing about her.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the whole package, Stephanie. The whole lot.
Yeah. So my final four, I've got Charlotte as well. I've got Stephanie Vaquer. I've got Jordan Grace.
See, I don't think Charlotte wins the Rumble.
They might tease Roxanne, but she got buried a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm actually going to put her in as well. I'm actually going for Chelsea Green as well in my final four.
Yeah.
Chelsea's over low as well, ain't she? So
that's what happens when you let somebody who can actually do the job actually.
I mean, she's not great in the ring, but she's got very.
She is though. She is though. They she is. They just don't want her to be like that.
I've seen her in TNA. I've seen her in Lucha Underground. I've seen her everywhere. She ain't great. what she's got. It's got great character and great timing and stuff like that. So yeah, she's got great personality.
Oh.
I
mean,
to
an extent, you have a point, but then again, tell that people have broke their necks.
And who cares?
I don't see. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I don't care.
Exactly, it's a laugh. End of the day. My final four: Charlotte, Jade, Bianca, Jordan. Why are you putting Jade in a final four? That piece of shit doesn't belong anywhere.
I think it's obvious. Jade comes back and points out who attacked her, and then you get everything there.
And I'm still thinking Jade attacked herself because it worked so well. They drug NXT out for a month and a half with that stupid ass line.
It would be hilarious. See if it actually was that she just done it herself to get attention. That would be funny.
Yeah. I mean, they literally drug NXT out for a month and a half with that line, and it worked, and it sold. And I'm like, oh my God, this actually worked. They're going to do it with Jade. That's the very first thought I had. I'm like, shit, this is actually getting over on a grander scale. So I wouldn't be shocked if they did that with Jade. Jade just took herself out.
So what have we got for surprise entrance? I've only got 3 predictions as well.
Surprise entrance.
Yeah.
Masha
Slamovich is one of mine, 100%. And then hopefully only one legend, and that's Trish Stratus. Fuck the rest of them. And
later might be in there.
Hopefully not. Her last appearance was fucking dross.
Yeah, Lita's out of shape for
Trish
this.
can still go, to be fair. Trish can still go.
She can go. She's just out of shape for this stuff.
And maybe some sort of surprise like return or something. Hopefully not someone like Nikki Bella, because then.
I was about to say, I think Nikki Bella will be in the room.
Nikki Bella's going to be in there because they can't get Bliss. They can't get Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, so she'll be a substitute. Yeah.
They signed Nikki Bella strictly out of spite, and if anybody says anything else, it's just like they signed Nikki Bella just to show Alexa Bliss how meaningless she is to WWE, and I don't think that's going to age well. I really don't.
Like it.
I'm going to go rogue. I'm going to go rogue with one of my predictions because it's so unlikely. So I'm going to go the obvious first of all with Jordan Grace, even though she's signed, but technically we don't know whether it's NXT or the main roster. So I'm going to go.
She's got NXT.
Yeah, I'll go Jordan Grace. I'll go Trish Stratus for the status quo. But my third one is rogue because you've already mentioned Nikki Bella and Alexa Bliss. I'm going to go one further. I'm going to go Mandy Rose.
No, Mandy ain't getting anywhere near WWE.
I know why, but I'm going to put her in just to go
she actually said point blank she has no desire to go back to WWE.
She has no desire to do the game.
Yeah, she has no desire to go there.
Yeah, she's done. That would be a mental return back. She's finished. You know who actually could appear, though? Because they are actually returning to the ring next month. I'm actually going to say the Iconics.
Yeah, that could happen. Because they are obviously in NXT now, ain't she?
They are legit. They are legit returning to the ring as well after so long out. I'll be just after 8. I'll be there at 15:15.
I'm going to even give you a more rogue one than that. I think Maria Kanellis will wind up somewhere in the top 8.
Didn't she just say she left?
Calm yourself, Nathan. Who?
Did she just say Maria Kanellis? She just said she left AEW, didn't she? So.
She left. Her contract ended yesterday. Her contract literally ended yesterday.
She won't be anywhere. She's not well. She won't be anywhere.
Morning, no, I'm telling you, Reece. This morning she was popping pictures for it.
Oh, she capable for it? Okay.
Yeah, she was popping pictures for it, dropping little cryptic symbols on it, and I think just to a fuck you AEW, that would get her to at least the final 8. Just as a clean fuck you to AEW, they'd put her there. That's the only reason.
Dared, for goodness sake.
I'm still going to go Io Sky to win the Rumble. I think Charlotte will win the Chamber, and then Charlotte and Tiffany at Mania.
Take that title off her, honestly.
Yeah, that's been a. I had a feeling. I had a feeling a Tiffany run was going to be shit because it's too early. And
it hasn't worked out.
They set her up for Charlotte.
3 weeks. How can you say her title run's been shit when she hasn't even had a defense yet?
That's the whole point of it. Has she not had a defense yet?
Yeah,
No.
she hasn't.
Bayley.
She
Bayley,
made
yeah.
she made event in SmackDown. She got 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Oh
what
wait,
I'm saying.
the Bailey match. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
had a
20
title
match.
defense, and it
One
was an
title
ugly
defense,
ass
yeah.
match.
The reason for me why it hasn't, for me in general, why it hasn't worked out is, and I've said it like on back-to-back SmackDown review shows, the promos word for word are actually bang on. If you listen to the promos word for word, they're bang on, but her delivery for each promo is categorically shit.
Yeah,
She has no
deliver.
cadence.
She
has
can't,
no
she can't
cadence.
deliver. Yeah, she can't deliver what she
Yeah,
wants.
she has
to
no
do.
cadence when she's pushing those things.
It's a shame. It's a shame, really, because when you look at her, all the athletic ability in the world, I will grant that she does have all that athletic ability in the world, but her promo skills generally is very, very weak.
And she trained under Greg Gagne, who actually cuts hellaciously good promos in a very basic voice, and he's like the most basic guy that ever basicked. And
She might end up getting to that point, but I think it's maybe a bit too soon. Like, I know obviously she's she is popular in that way and all that, but they put the title on too quick, and to be honest, I think they'll regret it, because I don't think Nia Jax was doing any wrong as champion. I think it was actually
doing
working.
good with that thing.
Yeah, I think the only reason they put it on there is so they can have her and Charlotte at Mania. That was it, wasn't it?
They could still have had that even without the title.
Yeah, but it means nothing without the title, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's the only reason. It's the only reason.
I do agree. If Charlotte's going to even further extend her record of most women's titles, and she's taking that title off Tiffany Stratton anyway, there's no way Charlotte's coming back to lose the title at WrestleMania.
Charlotte's going to have the title match at Mania. I think we can all agree, yeah. So she does actually need the Rumble to get there, because Elimination Chamber. So I think she wins the Chamber.
Yeah. And then speaking of the men's one, so this is what we've got. So we've got LA Knight, we've got the free agent, we've got Punk, Uso, Skip, Seth Rollins, McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Nakamura. So we've got the US champ. We've got Logan Paul. Hopefully someone kicks him in the face repeatedly and just dumps him. We've got Penta. We've got Chad Gable. We've got the IC champion, Braun Breaker. We've got Carmelo Hayes. Jesus, he sucks. Damian Priest.
Send that guy somewhere else.
He is. I'm sorry, he's awful.
He's a squidget. Just go ahead and send him somewhere else.
Yeah, OVW. Damian Priest. See how it fares him on SmackDown. Santos Escobar. I've always liked Santos, to be fair. And then the wild card, in terms of who's listed, Jacob Fatu. He's the wild card.
That is their most stacked Rumble in a long time.
But you've got two champions, theoretically, who would have done a whole lot more in different varieties, but at least we'll see what they do. And that, like, they've got a chance to build it. But here we go. Right. May as well put the cattle on the hat, and I may as well just say who my final four is now, eh?
Go for it.
Let's see. I got Cena in the final four. And now that I think about it, I got Fatu in the final four.
There's my final four on screen.
I can't see it. It's too small.
I can't see. It's way too small, man.
Hold on.
Some of us are a little bit older, Reece. You know, our eyes ain't as great.
Yeah, well, maybe you should get protective lenses.
They're just CM Punk, Cena, and Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, Punk.
Yeah. My final four. It's not going to be that, but I just like something.
That's Reese's love there. I can see that right there. I know Reece likes Braun Breaker as well.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think CM Punk's going to win it. I think they pivoted. I think they saw the reaction between Cody and Punk on Raw, and that makes sense for me now. I think Punk's going to win the Rumble, and it'll be him and Cody at Mania in the main event. I think The Rock is going to come back and cost Roman the match in some kind of way.
Number 31.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I think this is what it could be. I think it's going to be CM Punk and Roman Reigns is the final two, and The Rock comes back and helps eliminate Roman Reigns for Punk to win it.
It's a possibility.
That's what I'm going. That's what, because I think they're going to do something big, because they have literally sold out this stadium. It's like a Mania like style stadium. You know, I think they think there's going to be around 66,000 there, don't they? So I think they're going to
get done with it.
Yeah, it's going to be something special. So yeah, I think Punk wins it. Rock comes back and costs Roman, and I think Jacob Fatu has the most eliminations.
See, I concur. I think Jacob Fatu is the favourite for that. For me, I think Styles is gonna. I think Styles or Sami Zayn will be the Iron Men of the Rumble at the most time in the match, but doesn't make it to the final four. I think CM Punk will come out towards the end, like number 26 to 28 bracket. I think Cena will come out in mid-10s. And then I think Braun Breaker will probably be like early. I think Braun Breaker is going to eliminate close to 16 people.
No.
I think Braun will absolutely hammer through people.
I think Penta eliminates Braun Breaker to set up their Mania match.
Yep.
It would be fine with that.
That's a quality. That's a match I want to see.
I don't think Breaker eliminates a lot of people because he's still working an injury right now, and that would be an awful lot of capital to expend.
He was in his first Rumble though. He was injured in his first Rumble appearance, and he still had the most eliminations.
Right, but they didn't have any capital to lose off of that. See what your guy there? I can't remember your name, Jamie.
Yeah, mate.
Jamie. What Jamie's saying actually makes sense. He gets in there, Penta gets in there, flips him out early. He's got a few months to recover to get to that WrestleMania match. They've got capital they need to work with. When Breaker came in the first time injured, he didn't have any capital there. There was nothing there.
He's on the edge of breaking through now as a star, ain't he, Bron? So they want to protect him a little bit as well.
It would send a message though if Braun does that. He still breaks that record, but he still gets eliminated by Penta anyway.
Does Penta still have the record?
No, it's
can't remember now.
I'm pretty sure. I don't count Braun Strowman's record because that was the Blood Money pay-per-view that
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has the record now, don't he?
Is it right?
Or was it Brock or Roman? Because Brock in 2020.
Brock had 15 people in 2020.
Yeah, it's a Brock now. I'm pretty sure it's Brock. Roman broke Kane's record with 12 in 2014.
Oh yeah.
And then Brock smashed that on his solo run.
I think the way they're booking Jacob at the moment is to have a very memorable Rumble, ain't it? So
yeah. I actually think the most important elimination Jacob Fatu can get at this Royal Rumble is he eliminates both Uso brothers at the same time.
Yeah, I think he will as well.
And to be fair, they should be in the Rumble anyway. The Rumble should be for wrestlers, not for ponies.
There's your number one Rumble entrant. It's got to be Jimmy because they need the entrance.
Jamie.
There you go. Jimmy will be 1 or 2 because they need the entrance. So
it'd be funny if they started with both of them. And they just don't know what to do.
Did they do that? They've done that before.
They've done that. They did that last. They did it last year, not last year, the year before, I think. Yeah, which is to be fair, it was just funny.
Yeah, it makes sense for Jimmy to be 1 or 2, so they can have his entrance. Because as much as people hate it, that entrance is over. So, you know,
one thing they can't afford to do though is they can't afford to have Punk or Cena come out like dead early because I don't think what's his face can.
Cena be 30.
Can do. If he gets number 30 and wins it from that, it'd be mad. Oh Jesus! Fuck's sake, Stampede. R-Truth and Little Jimmy should enter 1 and 2.
Oh my God!
That'd be hilarious, man.
That would be hilarious.
Little Jimmy and Hornswoggle, number 1 and 2.
If he's still running about, Joe Hendry for number 1, you must believe.
Joe Hendry's number 10.
Hey now, Hornswoggle won his last last Rumble.
Yeah, big Hornswoggle, man.
13 for Lesnar.
Will Joe Henry actually be there?
He'll be there in some capacity. I'll be surprised if it's not him that's the entrant. I would be surprised if I would rather be Nick Nemeth.
True, Reece. I don't know, and you guys on the panel. I don't know if you agree with this, but I don't like my heavyweight champion. Don't matter what promotion it is, going into another promotion and losing. Yeah. When you're world champion of another promotion.
This is
I wouldn't. Now he's TNA heavyweight champion. I actually wouldn't have him in the Rumble because then it makes him and that belt look weak. if he gets eliminated easy.
This is why I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't like Jordan Grace doing it. Is why I didn't like Mickey James doing it. Like it actually is. And another thing as well is I've said on the TNA review I did last week as well, on Friday. I don't like that. They've got the partnership, so be it. No problem with that. But I don't want to see NXT talent challenging for TNA titles, and I don't want to see TNA talent challenging for NXT titles.
Okay, we gotta get World's End, like, is it World's
Yeah,
End?
because we know how that goes. You know how that goes.
Well, we did have the
that
NXT physically losing that one. If Cora Jade genuinely takes the TNA like knockouts title off Masha Slamovich, then there'll be a joke. Like, they shouldn't be doing shit like that. You know what I mean?
The thing that
need to break out the comedy club.
Yeah,
comedy club is about to open, Bubba.
I think we're going to have one big joint pay-per-view, ain't we? We are going to have one big joint pay-per-view.
I think we will to an extent. I think we will.
Is it World's End? Am I getting that wrong? Is it? World's End?
That's AEW. I think you'll get some sort of worlds collide.
Worlds Collide, that's it, yeah.
Worlds Collide. World's End is AEW at the end.
Yeah, it's AEW, isn't it? Yeah.
You'll get something. You'll get something of some capacity where they
TNA versus NXT, and you'll have the matches.
Yeah, as long as it's across the board, it's actually booked evenly. You can get some strong out of that, but as long as it fits the bill going back and forth, that's my
I think
only
champions should look strong if they're going to other promotions because you're representing that belt with that title. That
yeah.
company.
Bo Dallas showing up like that. Nah, I'm good.
It would be funny if because the Wyatt 6 gimmick has absolutely failed. Like that failed after the first week.
That thing was the Hindenburg day one. That thing was the Hindenburg day one.
No, I think I think the first segment to a degree actually was strong for trying to establish this new faction, but then they went and just it sucked the water out of it from the.
Do you know what it is? It's as soon as they take the masks off and they're just human. It takes a whole thing off. It's very that gimmick. I don't care who does it and where they do it.
It won't work without Bray Wyatt.
It's so hard to work. It's so hard to work in a wrestling sense.
If he hadn't died, and I'm not blaming Bray Wyatt here for anyone's watching saying I'm blaming Bray Wyatt, I'm not. But if Bray Wyatt hadn't died, this faction actually would have worked because it would have been his creative vision.
Yeah. And he's more charismatic, ain't he? He's very charismatic.
Yeah, and he has that wicked way of thinking about it. Nobody else realistically does.
I get that they let his brother do it, and I get that, and it's a nice touch, but Bo's
it hasn't worked for
Bo's not brazy, so it's
no.
You know,
I would actually like. I would like for the theme song to go off. Like I would play like the Wyatt 6 theme song. Out comes Uncle Howdy, whatever he flaming calls himself, but then the lights just go black, and then the Ball Leaf theme song just comes off, and he just goes back in his Bo Dallas gear. I think he should just be that. I don't think he gets over as Uncle Howdy. He's not over with the crowd. Nobody actually gives a shit about the Wyatt 6. Let's be real.
No,
it's dead in the sand. It's like the Prince of Persia franchise. Nobody plays as much anymore. It's just gone.
No one plays it, Reece.
I mean, the original game was dope. Sands of Time was dope.
Yeah, that is. So we all got for the women's Rumble win.
I'm thinking Charlotte will win it. I see your reasons for not. I see your reasons, to be fair. Like I do get it, but I'm just at that point where it's over. Like I just don't care. Like I'm gonna be watching that thinking, hurry up and get to the end.
That's what's going to be the only mystery to the Royal Rumble now is how they're going to get to the finish. That's I mean they've indicated on top of indicating on top of indicating on top of indicating that they've indicated who's going to win. They've already told you who's going to win. The question is how are they going to get to the finish?
Massively. Speaking of winning the men's Rumble, Matthew, you're going with CM Punk, I believe, or are you going with Cena?
No, I don't have CM Punk within 100 miles of winning the Royal Rumble. I don't, because see, just like what Jamie said, CM Punk can get it out of the chamber too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
you know, everything you keep saying about how they're going to do this, that, and the other can also be done with everybody else. The problem is, I don't see how you're going to get CM Punk into the main event. You've got too much firepower around him.
I agree with that as well.
He, aside from this, which I didn't think the Bad Blood match was any good at all, personally. I don't see it as a match of the year. But that's the best. That's his ceiling. That's where it landed. That's where he's done. I just don't
fair.
see a way of getting him there. I don't see it.
I think it's hard as well because one thing that CM Punk has shown for a long time is, and it's not a knock on him, but people call him Fragile Phil for a reason. Like, you can blow wind on him and his body breaks.
And he's PG Punk now.
I don't think it works in that way, but
no.
If Punk does win the Rumble, theoretically, if he does win the Rumble, you have to have him less ring matches as well on TV.
Yeah,
just to ensure that he doesn't get injured.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to wrestle if he's going to win the Rumble, does he? I
think
think he's got his spot for Mania, hasn't he? So he doesn't really need to get involved in anything.
I think he needs to start. If he does win the Rumble, the one thing he needs to do early on is he needs to just go after. Like, it doesn't matter who the champion is. He needs to just go, I'm going for this title, and that's the end of it. You want in, this is what you've got. Like, I want to see him fully established playing head games with the champions.
Because this one's up, and it could be 4 guys that win this Rumble. To be fair, with Roman, what do you expect Roman to be doing at Mania? Is it going to be him and The Rock?
No,
if it's not him and The Rock, who is it going to be? Because I don't think it's going to be in the title picture.
Roman and Fatu. Fatu.
Yeah, stole my
Jacob.
Stole my thunder, Matt. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Roman versus.
I'm sorry,
Jacob,
I didn't mean to do that.
I like it. I like it.
They have kept them apart, ain't they? They have tried to keep them two apart.
They have kept them apart.
I think it is. He needs a big match like that. Let's be real. Solo Sikoa does nothing for anyone's career.
No.
He's not. He's like, let's be real. If you're going to a show, are you basically paying money to go see Solo Sikoa? I'm not.
Does The Rock show
And a caveat to that too. And
I think he does.
Caveat to that. Fatu beats Roman Reigns and becomes the actual tribal chief.
That actually would be cool.
Yeah,
because he can cut a fucking promo.
Yeah, they're letting him talk now as well.
Give me
the thing.
Give me a shitty promo he's done in the last 3 weeks. I'll wait.
There weren't a shitty promo even in MLW. To be fair, the man can talk.
No. Oh God, no! His MLW promos were even better, but you can't say fuck.
And Matty, that's just all what you can tell as well with that they're pushing Jacob because they're now letting him talk.
There's one thing
that's when you know they're starting to really push someone.
Straight from Stampede. So Stampede says Michael Hayes is backstage at today's Royal Rumble working as a producer. He was named in the amended complaint from Janelle Grant this week. Lesnar is not there per Fightful. So they're rewarding one guy, but they're not bringing the other. That's interesting.
Michael Hayes is Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes was Michael Hayes before he got to WWE.
Yeah, 70s, man.
I grew up with Michael Hayes.
The guy has got a weird mind for the business. Like, I'll give him that, like a weird mind in the right way. Like, he's a legend.
He knows how to put a match together.
Michael Hayes was doing John Cena in 1978 with Bad Street USA before John Cena even knew what John Cena was doing.
He was ahead of his time, wasn't he, Michael Hayes?
Way ahead of his time.
He had the first music in wrestling.
Go ahead.
Again, though, they had the perfect opponent.
Yeah, and he had the first ring entrance music in wrestling. Everyone forgets
that is a fact. He did actually.
Hogan always keeps us quiet to say it was him, but it weren't. It was Michael Hayes, man.
Real wrestling fans know it was the Fabulous Freebirds, and that's what I liked about the Fabulous Freebirds as well. If it wasn't for the Freebirds, we wouldn't get the brilliance of the Freebird rule. Demolition would never have succeeded because of that rule. And also, we would never have got that legendary feud of the Von Erichs versus the Freebirds as well.
Exactly. And the Freebird rule, as you said, is spoken even today. You know,
it's beautifully done. When you do it right, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's got a great mind for the business, but as Matty says, Michael Hayes has been Michael Hayes all his life. You know,
you expect him to be scum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Michael, if you're actually happening to listen to this, which I doubt, but if you actually happen to hear this, I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah.
To be fair, Mike Kyoto did randomly show up for that stream a couple of weeks ago, so you never know. Michael Hayes might randomly appear.
Yeah,
that would be funny. long story short, so we've got 3 names left. So Matthew, fundamentally, who have you got as your winner?
I'm for the men's Royal Rumble. It's John Cena all the way through because he's going to plow through all of this stuff. If he like I've said, I started off saying this and I stick with it. If he actually loses a match this year, that will be the shock. And I believe that if you do it correctly, he can run his golden motor grader because it ain't even going to be a shovel. When he buries people, they're going to be so deep you won't find them. You won't find them for 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, when he goes through to bury people and all that, him actually losing the match would be a bigger deal than him winning.
Unless it's someone's very specific that beats him. When I look on his final run, I only suggest 2 people that he should actually physically lose to. One of them is Braun Breaker, and the other one, just because it'd be absolutely funny, the other is Drew McIntyre.
Actually, go ahead.
I think maybe an outside. I was gonna say maybe an outside shout is CM Punk, but I don't know. But for me, Braun Breaker and Drew McIntyre fundamentally must get at least a win over him at some point in his last run.
So
even though I did say at the start he should go unbeaten.
That was my Roman pick for Mania, by the way, with Drew McIntyre, because Drew's whole story is he's trying to get to Roman. He's going through everyone until he gets to Roman as the final boss. So that was my pick for Mania, was Roman and Drew McIntyre.
The reality as well, when you mentioned final boss there as well, is remember Drew McIntyre is a Rock signing. He's not a Nick Khan or Paul Levesque signing for that contract. He's a Rock signing. Rock specifically signed him back.
I wonder if it's all up in the air, ain't it? Because if Rock shows up,
shit hits the fan.
Then Rock Roman's probably definitely happening. Otherwise, why would you show him up?
That's
the thing, ain't it? That's the thing. Why show up if you're not going to do that match?
I don't get why anybody's clamoring for that.
I'm not, but I think a lot of the casuals are more than the hardcore.
I would like him to appear in some capacity, even if it's not in the match, because like I've always said, I am a big Rock fan. If he appeared just like at the very end of the match, just looking down from the entrance ramp, I'd be fine with that. If he's in the Rumble,
and see if he appears.
Absolutely, but if he's actually physically in the Rumble, he has to be number 30.
Oh, he had to be 31, really, because he's.
If he's 31, that would be hilarious. Like
can you imagine if whoever's at like thinks they won the Rumble, and all of a sudden we get a 10-second countdown.
So it's basically like WWE 2K20 in the story mode.
Do you reckon that might happen? Someone thinks they won the Rumble.
I actually have an alternative. I actually have an alternative way of getting Rock into the Rumble. I would pull a Royal Rumble 2004.
Oh, a double.
No, Test is coming out. Test is making his way out from backstage.
Oh,
and then Mick Foley takes him out. So whoever's number 30, Rock goes fuck this shit. And he just
I've heard a lot of people say that. Like,
I think that would be funny.
But it happens early. Reece, you do it earlier on in the show. Like number 6 doesn't come out, and the Rumble just carries on, and we sort of forget. Oh, no one came out for number 6, and then number 31 after the Rumble.
Yeah.
Then and then you still got 30 people in the Rumble, ain't you?
That's also happened. Yeah. That also happened as well. That happened in '94.
Yep.
Like Bret Hart was meant to come out at a certain entrance. Obviously, he was selling an injury. He came out 10 places later.
Yeah, exactly. And you do it in a way that you forget about it, and then
yeah. I would absolutely like that.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm still debating who I think is gonna win the Rumble, but I'm pretty much certain I'm just gonna go with it because they need to get let's be real, they need to hurry up and get it over with. Like they need to just hurry up and give him his WrestleMania main event because he's only getting one.
Do you think they might have pivoted because of the reaction that Cody and Punk got?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the reaction for that? Somebody's got to fill me in because when I watched the promo, it's like, no, I'm going to get the last word. No, I'm going to get the last word.
It got caught up on over here in this country as well. It got caught up in all the media, even news outlets. It got carried quite big.
It was literally that type of promo though. It was literally who just gets the last word. It is
No, they
It's
should have
not
showed up.
good.
Do you know when the promotion have ended? You know when Punk said, "I am your friend, and that's why I'm going to stab you in the front and not the
I would
back."
have just walked off.
That's when it should have ended. It should have ended there.
It went too long after that.
Yeah,
like,
and then they carried
long.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they burned that whole thing out, in my opinion. By the end of the segment, or when they were going off television here, like there were some people I could actually physically see looking at their watch. You could see them literally like this, you know.
Did anyone, you know, after the, you know, before Punk came out for the promo with Cody, a lot of people thought the show finished, didn't they? And turned off.
Well,
That would have been that was a perfect show ender.
Because it went to black, didn't it? And everyone thought that was the end of the show, wasn't it?
On our side of the pond here, because I was watching it, they literally cut to a commercial like that was the end of the show.
We don't get commercials.
And I was like, okay.
You do if you replay it. If you replay it, you get 3.5-minute breaks.
Yeah, but you can fast forward through a commercial.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying in lives we don't.
Yeah.
At the end of it, I was like, no, wait a minute. Let me see if they've got something else. The only reason I even stuck around for the end of the show was sitting there going, they got to have something more than this. This can't be it. Yeah. And then they pop back up with the two of them talking again. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. You're missing all the great stuff then. So in commercial breaks over in the, because we don't get the commercial breaks, we get all these little interlude things like Pat McAfee will go randomly go and interview people in the crowd and stuff like that. It's really weird. But he'll go and interview people in the crowd, and weird shit happens in the interval breaks. Yeah.
But I genuinely, before I come to Keane to give his prediction for the Rumble, I genuinely fucking hate Pat McAfee. I fucking hate him.
Join the crowd.
The unnecessary jokes he was making about JD after he smacked his head and his ribs off the announce table on Raw was pathetic. Anyway, Keane, your last word, mate, for this Rumble. What you got?
So, are we giving our final fours or just winners?
You can give your final fours if you want. I can put them on there.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, we going to Jamie? You going to do Matt? You going to do one?
I ain't done a final. I'll do my final four in a minute. You go, man.
Yeah, I'll go. My final four. I'm going to go Cena. CM Punk, Roman Reigns. I want to say Roman. Do I go too obvious and go Drew? Is it too obvious? So I throw someone else in there.
You could have
throw Drew.
You could have Sammy as well.
Yeah, I'll throw Drew because it's easy. Now my winner. Now I'm going to go with my heart completely on this. I'm not going to go with my head. So my head tells me CM Punk all day, right? My head's telling me CM Punk. Because, like, the reason why I say CM Punk my head is telling me CM Punk this year, because there's no way CM Punk is winning it in Saudi Arabia next year, because he's not going to be at the Rumble next year.
Oh, he'll be there. Trust me.
He'll be there. He'll give
him a little bit extra.
Yeah,
they will pay him like so much money that he just goes against his moral compass and goes, yeah, I'll be there.
His moral compass of being broke has a price tag attached to it. He's broke.
I'd be shocked if Sammy didn't win it next year in Saudi.
Yeah, but on that, I'm just thinking my head is telling me with this whole direction of the booking leading up to this Rumble, my head is telling me CM Punk. And I love CM Punk, by the way. I'm a massive CM Punk fan. But I'm wearing my Last Time Is Now t-shirt. I'm wearing that t-shirt right now. And fuck it, I'm all in. John Cena is going to win the Royal Rumble. And he's going to win the 17th World title at WrestleMania. He's going to do it. I'm going all in.
I will absolutely laugh if Cena does win the Rumble. He gets the WrestleMania main event and he loses to Cody Rhodes when Cody Rhodes uses the low blow. If it's Cody versus Cena at WrestleMania, for example, I prefer KO because then KO doing it would be so much funnier. But
yeah, see, my head is telling me Punk. I think the more realistic way Cena gets to WrestleMania, he needs to struggle first, and I think he's more likely to get it through the chamber. I like Matt's idea about Cena burying everyone. And that'd be great, like the golden shovel and all that crack. But I do think Cena wins it through the chamber, because I think Cena comes close in the Rumble, and CM Punk does win it, I think Punk wins it, but I want Cena to win, so I'm putting Cena down as my pick because I want him to win.
Apparently, The Rock's been seen in Indy.
He'll be there doing business, but he'll be there.
The other thing you don't know is whether Cena's actually in the chamber or whether he's just wrestling a match there. See, we don't know that Cena's actually in the chamber. And then you could put Punk in the chamber and get him over. And really, to be honest with you, a WrestleMania main event between John Cena and CM Punk would not be that bad. I don't think it would be that bad. A couple of old guys with a couple of pace issues that are really good on the mic.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. You'll have a good promo. You'll have good promo and story to the pay-per-view, wouldn't you?
Yeah, with no title attached to it would be a hellaciously main event. That'd be a hellacious main event with no title on it.
Well, it's interesting. It's so interesting this year.
I don't think he essentially needs to break this record. It's not about keep the record with Ric Flair or whatever. He doesn't essentially need this record.
The Ric Flair record's not really that. It's Ric Flair's 23.
37, because 37 title reigns.
37 is a better number.
Jerry Lawler's got 26 title reigns.
Yeah.
I would say I still believe that he'll win it. He will win it in his last ever match in December, personally. But so do you know what the weird thing in all this is? The Roman factor that he's in this Rumble. Yeah, it's the Roman. It's the Roman factor because I can't see someone just eliminating Roman, if that makes sense.
I think it needs to be. I think right now the way they have to do it. If you are eliminating Roman,
I have a question. We talked about earlier about Punk's favor from Paul Heyman. Is Punk's favor the final boss to cost Roman?
That would be one of the bigger swerves, considering the fact Punk's previous relationship with Rock. It would be actually crazy. I still think the weird thing is, I think the swerve, for the whole favor of it, I think the whole favor is that, well, I get Matthews saying that he thinks Roman will leave the Rumble, which I think is just funny.
No, I got a reason for that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the favor is Punk's about to get eliminated and Roman's still in the ring physically, and Paul Heyman distracts everyone else and leaves Roman completely unguarded, and then Punk eliminates Roman. Because I'm expected by SummerSlam, Punk will be back with Paul Heyman by SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think so, Nathan.
No.
Besides, it's a countdown.
They do. Yeah. The Netflix. It starts at 11 p.m. our time.
I'll just be watching the main show. I won't be watching those.
The kickoff, the countdown show. I think is on YouTube. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. Yeah.
So my final four is going to be Roman, Cena,
Yep,
Punk, Sami Zayn. Because I think Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn eliminates Drew McIntyre. That's why, to get his revenge on all the losses he's had lately. So I think he eliminates Drew McIntyre. And I think they're going to start the slow year push of Sami Zayn for next year. They're going to start this slow little push that Sami's going to get till next year's Rumble, in my opinion. So I think he'll be in the final four. But none of them win the Rumble. That's my big thing. The final four are not the final four. I pivoted on it. I think Roman thinks he's won the Rumble.
Yeah, well, that's delusion. He's a delusional human.
He's going to think he's the last man standing. He's won the Rumble, and that's when the Rock's music hits, and he actually comes out and wins the Rumble. Throws Roman out.
If Rock does it, the only way I would like to see him do it is he does it in like classic, like he's not interested in wrestling gear. He comes out in like one of his like $500 shirt. Well, actually, it's not really 500 anymore. It'd be like 5,000 jeans and just like his classic like dress shoes. He just comes out and just beats them in casual clothing. It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious for Roman to lose to somebody in casual clothing.
I think everyone with this 31st, the 31st participant is onto something, especially if he's there and going to get involved. Because I'm trying to work out how Roman just gets eliminated, like, hey, just by anyone casual. It just don't make sense to me. So
no, CM Punk eliminates Roman Reigns because that buries. I got a feeling they're going to bury Drew on this thing. I really do. And I've been sitting there thinking about this. I've got a feeling they're going to bury Drew with this Royal Rumble, and the way they bury him is to have Punk get rid of Roman Reigns, because that just deflates his entire promo thing. It kills everything about Bad Blood and everything before that. Hey, you thought I was a Roman guy? Fuck this guy. Now you look like an idiot. Now you've been sitting here evangelizing the entire crowd for a year about how bad CM Punk was and this, that, and the third. Yeah. And it's like he just goes ahead. That's how they're going to bury Drew.
The story-wise, I don't know, make sense. Story-wise, with the way Drew's talking about this story that everyone's burying him and everyone's wrong and no one can see it, don't this actually add a layer to that story that they're telling with Drew?
If it's CM Punk that does it, you're then just going straight back to Punk versus Drew. If it's me personally, if you're going to eliminate Roman, it would hurt Drew McIntyre more if it's the one person that's been pissing him off more than anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, if Punk does it, he's going to blame it on the favour that Paul Heyman gave him, so he's going to come after Paul Heyman more than he is after Punk.
Probably.
But see, that's where the favor comes in play here, because
you can do it like that.
Heyman just does a double switch like he did with the Brock Lesnar thing, and he gets behind Punk. It's a double switch right there.
And then you got that. So it could work. I mean, it could work if they tell the story correctly. So
I think it would hurt. I think it would hurt Drew more if the person that actually eliminates
I think Sami Zayn
Roman. I would say it hurts more if it's either of Sami, Seth, or Jey Uso. If it's one of those three that eliminates Roman, that hurts Drew more than it's CM Punk. Because he's already got the obsession with CM Punk. It doesn't actually hurt him enough anyway. We already know that Drew cannot stop. But if it's one of those three who he's been systematically punishing week after week, it adds more. You know what's even funnier as well? We could end up having Kevin Owens still in the Royal Rumble if the ladder match opens the show.
I don't think that's happened in ages now, has it? That the loser of a title match goes in the Rumble.
Lesnar was the last one to do it.
I think Kevin Owens, if he's not in the Rumble, he'll be in the Rumble. If that makes sense, you know.
Yeah, he'll make his presence felt.
I think Rhea Ripley will be in the men's Rumble as well.
Wouldn't surprise me, because Dominic Mysterio is going to be in that men's Rumble, I reckon, and she'll want a slice. She'll want a slice.
I think she eliminates Liv and Dominic.
Well, she's not. And to be fair, she hasn't got any. She hasn't got any activity.
Nothing. Yeah, she ain't doing nothing. So I think she'll be in the men's Rumble.
Wouldn't be a bad shout.
And Triple H loves her. It's the only thing I do get. I think she's too overprotected, personally.
Oh yeah,
there's a reason for that.
And Triple H absolutely loves her, and I've always said that as one thing. You know, he's got to stop overprotecting her too much. It's getting a bit. It's a bit sickening now, because, like, when she's in a match now, I don't believe she's going to lose. I just don't.
That's a compensation. Yeah, that's a compensation for China.
She's got that. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, she's got the. I think he sees Rhea like he does China.
Don't get me wrong, Rhea is quality still. You know, she's class.
But the other thing is they dodged an enormous bullet. You guys have no earthly idea how big a bullet WWE dodged. Was re-signing her, because there was for a while there was a good thought that she was heading to AEW, and that's why Tony booked that Grand Slam. I love watching all these pontificators talk about shit, and they're like, oh, he really screwed up going to Australia. No, that was targeted. That was absolutely targeted, because when Rhea Ripley's contract was coming up, you know good and well, I mean, she's sleeping with Buddy Matthews. You know that conversation happened like 50 times. So that's why they're really putting her over now, because they dodged an enormous bullet with that. They dodged the biggest bullet of this decade with actually re-signing her.
She's
Now, not to
somebody
say
you can't
that-
afford to lose.
Yeah,
Like,
not to say that Drew wasn't a big signing or anything like that, but that's the whole reason Tony went off and booked Grand Slam in Australia.
I think when you look at it and this is a compliment to Rhea Ripley's work ever since she ditched being a blonde fud that nobody cared about, and she's just appreciated herself more. Is she's become one of those industry standards, and she's
Yeah.
become so much that she gets so much hate, which is mad. Like, she's been body shamed numerous times. She's been criticised of her promo skills, and I don't know how people can criticise
How? Yeah.
how can people criticise Rhea Ripley's promos when Liv Morgan has still got a job, who can't cut a promo?
No, Rhea Ripley's an all-round superstar. Yeah,
Like,
Rhea Ripley's quality.
But there's generally WWE fans who, and this is WWE fans. I've never seen an AEW fan talk about Rhea Ripley, to be honest. But I've seen WWE fans talk about her in the worst way, and I'm like, how can you be so fickle? Like, she is a genuine star.
The only thing, and it's not her fault at all. She's just overprotected by the company, and that's just where it annoys me. But as a wrestler, total package. She's got the look. She can wrestle. She can talk. She's got great theme music. Everything about her is superstar. There's no doubt about it. But she's allowed to lose matches.
She is far more overprotected than Ronda.
Yeah, she is,
and
she can lose a match. It won't affect her. She can lose. It's not.
I agree. She's got the Hulk Hogan treatment when Hulk Hogan was first champion in the mid '80s.
Yeah,
where he never lost unless it was something significant. Then he eventually did lose. Like, Rhea has been given that treatment, and I do agree. Like, it's dangerous for Rhea Ripley. Like, it's dangerous. It's Jamie's wee lad. It is dangerous to have Rhea Ripley in such a position, because that's what people started hating. And to be fair, I never liked him from the beginning anyway. But this is what people got turned off by Roman Reigns. This is what happened to people who got turned off by Cena in the early 2010s, because they were constantly having to see and watch this guy when they were like,
overbooking. Yeah, I agree.
Like stop this shit.
Oh, I agree. You reckon it's Gabby and Bianca at Mania?
I think it's Rhea, Bianca, and Io Sky in the triple threat.
Have they had a match before?
Single NXT, yeah.
But yeah. No, they haven't had on the main roster yet. Have
on
they?
The main roster, no.
They've always been kept apart, ain't they?
They've been in the Rumble though. Like, they've been in the Rumble to that extent, but they've not actually had a singles match. I think it'll be a triple threat: Io, Bianca.
Yeah,
Rhea,
I don't know how you're going to keep Io down, man. The fans love her. She's the best around her. She's actually, for me, the best women's TV wrestler at the moment. You know, of all the female talent they got, she puts on the best TV matches for me, Io. Out of the women's roster.
I think that, to be honest, I do agree. I think Io Sky rarely has a bad TV match. She really has a bad pay-per-view match.
No, she's quality. I love the one.
I think the reality is, though, like, if you're looking at WWE's top female talent right now, Rhea Ripley is undisputed number one on the main roster. Bianca Belair and Io Sky complete the trident, and then NXT's only got two of them. Well, three, depending on what they do to Julia. But Stephanie Vaquer and Roxy is the best they've got in NXT. Like, Stephanie Vaquer needs to be on that main roster. Matt, what are you saying, buddy?
No, I'm just watching the chat over there.
Oh, actually, the chat's great.
Yeah, actually, the reason that they're letting Malachi Black go so easy is because he was part of the problem. That was actually part of the problem. Malachi Black was screwing up that whole push. They would have given Buddy a push.
Yeah.
And they were trying to give Buddy a push, but the problem is we didn't know whether he was going to be in that faction or what was going on. So it fucked the push up. And I'm not 100% sure that had really anything to do. I think WWE threw an awful lot of zeros at her, because I know Tony Khan had a $4.5 million offer on the table.
Do you think with the guys like your Rusevs, your Malachis and all that, they didn't really want to leave the company in the first place? It was just because of Vince McMahon. And because as soon as Vince left and Triple H went back in as head booker, you know, a lot of them wanted to go back then because some
talents, they
were already there. NXT
right now. Yeah. A lot of them are just bouncing bags right now. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, you got Andrade coming back because he picked up a bag. He picked up a 1.2, something like that. And for him, that's a bag. But I mean, he left 1.9 to do that. So I think it's not so much the booker because nothing's changed, guys. I know we want to kind of put paint on the walls and make it look like a new room or some shit like that. But the booking is still shit. The booking has not changed, just the name has changed.
I think Andrade hasn't been booked particularly
Good
strong,
God Almighty.
He is
Please
good. The
don't let
annoying
him do
thing
another
is,
best of 7.
the annoying thing is, Andrade's actually really good. If you were to
Yes,
bet
he
someone
is.
who would come back and actually work, he was one of the few I had that I thought like it was going to work. I think Malachi Black, to be fair, going back is something he wants to do. And like we said earlier on, and this is like before we wrap up tonight, pretty much because we've went over 2.5 hours, which is exactly what we were going to do anyway. When you look at it in a nutshell, it doesn't matter where the talent goes. If you like the talent, you will follow them and you'll watch them.
Exactly.
So you got to see. It might actually work for Malachi's second time round. We don't know. Like his first run, he was never used on the main roster in a way that you would actually think, you know what, this guy is good. Why is he not being used?
Well, Vince decided to put like.
It's because Vince is an absolute spoon.
You remember when Vince made his the thing
When he
made his table creak in the end.
Yeah,
put a creak sound effect in
something
it and
wrong.
stuff like that.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
There's some things that are fundamentally wrong. Could they do something for Malachi's second time round? Who knows?
Possibly.
But all you
He's
can do is
Triple H.
wait. All you can do is wait and
His
see.
boy, ain't he? He's Triple H's
But then
boy,
it-
ain't
Yeah, but then again, so's even for like some of the guys that are his. Look at Johnny Gargano. He's meant to be his boy. And when's the last time he was actually booked consistently well?
What do you do with someone like Johnny Gargano? Like, I've always said that. I think that like some wrestlers.
I think he's so boring, eh? I don't think he's as good as Tommaso Ciampa.
No,
Yeah, he's the
Tomasso's,
squidget that can wrestle.
Tomasso's got more about him from a personality point of view, ain't it? Like, take him
He's a far better wrestler than Johnny Gargano as well.
So what can you do with Johnny and all that? You know, it's not
Make him a job. Make him a jobber. Sorry, a local competitor, an enhancement talent, if you will. Matthew, absolutely. Matthew, before we go, I just want to ask you as well. What is? Oh wait, hold on, Zach. Oh wait, hold on. I've put them in the wrong order. 2 seconds. Is that your final 4? There, Jamie. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I put the wrong.
Sami Zayn and that. Yeah.
Yeah. Matthew, what's your final 4 predictions for the Rumble?
I got Cena. And after having all these conversations, my brain's a little fogged. I know I got Cena in there. I got Fatu in the final 4.
Jacob Fatu, yeah. That's a good shout.
And I'm running the match in my head on how it should go. I'm gonna go with a crazy one here because you always got one. You got one squidget that makes it into the finals.
That's why I went with Sammy.
You gotta have a squidget.
Like Billy Gunn in 2001 was peak.
I mean, but you gotta have at least one squidget in there. And I'm not going with Sami Zayn because he's my favorite squidget to use. But I'm gonna go with an even more pisser and say Mello makes it to the final 4.
Okay, that's a big
That's
shout.
the squidget. He's the designated squidget for this match.
I hate Carl Hayes, man.
I hate him too, but I think they're going to push him right up your nose just for shits and giggles.
I don't know what's good about him.
I'm going to make one quick change to my final 4 because I've been thinking a lot in my head. See, because it actually does build up. See, because it builds up to the match really well.
And Jey Uso. Jey Uso's my 4th guy in the final 4. Jey Uso. Because you got to have that fucking yeet. I'm sorry, there's a kid. My bad. You got to have...
I mean, don't worry, I'm his dad. He is it all the time. Don't worry.
It just dawned on me. I'm like, damn, there's a kid here.
No, he is it all the time. Don't worry about it.
Because you got to have that damn yeet in there. You know, everybody's got to be yeeting at the end of the flipping match.
Here's something that none of us actually said. What if Jey Uso's number 30?
Yeah.
Well, Jey Uso wins it.
Number 30.
What if they just go push everything behind Jey Uso and he wins it?
Then we all die a horrible death.
Because
if
I've got a feeling. I don't know about you two, But I do have this feeling that WWE do want to put the world title on him eventually.
I hope they don't.
I don't know if you guys agree with it, but I think they
will-
do. I think
I'm
think it's a
angry.
shame. They're going to get the title of Gunther very quickly after the Rumble, in my opinion.
It's not worked out. I like Gunther, but his work as the world champion just hasn't resonated well.
I've got three little ones, yeah, and my kids love Jey Uso. They absolutely
Jesus
love
Christ!
Jey. They love them, and I understand why because all the Heat stuff, the interaction. He's arguably got the best entrance in wrestling. I know the rest of us get after it. It appeals to that great audience, don't it? So I wouldn't be surprised if they do put the world title on him sometime this year.
But yeah,
I think the worst. I think the reality is,
I hate what you're saying, Jamie, but you might be right.
I think the worst thing is like Rusty back in with the comment as well, saying I hate the Usos. Don't worry, so do I. But for me, the scary thing is,
I
think for me, and I still stand by it, the thing that really is a problem is they already had him hold the title that mattered, and they still took off him very quickly. They gave him the mid-card Intercontinental title, and then they were like, actually, no, we'll put the title back on Braun Breaker. Like, I think
he's not a singles wrestler.
He should be tag titles only. He should be tags anyway.
And
I think Jimmy's better than Jey as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I got a caveat for all that too. It's really going to depend on crowd flow. If the crowd is dead, I think they're going to watch the first 6 entrants. If the crowd is dead for that, Jey Uso will be your number 30.
And they switch it.
Yeah, they'll put him in at number 30 to pop the crowd and the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, it really comes down to the crowd flow and how the crowd's reacting to everything. If the crowd is stale, Uso's 30. If the crowd is hyped, Uso's 15. That's where he comes in, 15 or 30. He either comes in at the midpoint of the match or the end of the match, depending on how the crowd's acting. Because they're going to get that pop. They're going to have that pop going into the finals of it. Because
hate him or not, he will get that pop as well. That's the thing.
Exactly.
He will get that pop.
So
massively.
They 65,000 people doing the eating. I mean, that's what they want, isn't it? That's what they want.
Yeah,
with their phones even.
Yeah, I think the worst thing is, like, even if it ever happens, I think he won't get a bigger pop than Joe Hendry if Joe Hendry's at the Rumble.
No, Joe Hendry at the Rumble would be.
I think if he's actually in the Rumble, he gets a louder pop.
Hang on, what about if because they're both entrances, ain't they? What if you do them 1 and 2 because they both get their entrance?
That honestly would be mental. They're both baby faces, but it would be mental.
But would it make sense though? Because they're both about entrances, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it would make sense in that way. One comes from within the crowd, the other one walks out from the entrance. It would be interesting. We'll see exactly what they do in that way. Guys, 2 hours 43.
Yeah, I've got to get some dinner, man.
Talk about mental.
I've actually got our show to run to as well. But closing comments, guys, before we go. So I'll just do it respectfully.
I think it'll be actually a good pay-per-view. I'm expecting a good pay-per-view, good Rumble. I think it's going to be a good crowd, and maybe we get a surprise that we didn't even talk about.
Who knows?
It's going to be a good show.
Absolutely. And Jamie, for everyone watching, where can they find you on your socials, particularly for your Liverpool content?
Jamie Phillips Football Chats, that's where you can find my YouTube channel.
Thank you. You've been a great guest, Matthew.
I've got to run. I'll chat to you later. Big up, Matthew. Nice
good
meeting
seeing
you,
man.
Jamie, nice to meet you, man.
And you see you
later. Final thoughts. They've got a long way to go in a short time to get there because we only got about 2 hours left before the kickoff show. And I will tell you right now, if you happen to see reports where they're doing last-minute changes and so on and so forth, believe every damn one of them.
Yes.
Because they're trying to fill the crowd out right now. They've got social presence in the crowd at the convention right now, feeling the crowd out to see what's going on and feeding intel back to headquarters. So overall, I am skeptical but hopeful that this is going to be
Absolutely.
a good pay-per-view. I'm very skeptical that this is going to deliver
Mm-hmm.
because they have no build, and exactly what I said actually probably an hour and a half ago now. Who have they built going into
Yes.
this Rumble? The answer is not a damn one of them,
I
women
think
or
that's
men.
very fair.
So I'm very skeptical at the end of this thing. I'm very skeptical on how it's going to pull it together. I don't know. I'm your skeptic. I'm your in-house skeptic for WWE stuff. If they perform and if they prove me wrong, good on them. I'm still going to be watching. I'm still going to be doing the watch along.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to be doing everything like I normally do it. But deep down inside, I'm sitting here thinking, this is their money show. This is going to determine the rest of the year, this one show, and I'm putting all of that on this show.
I completely agree with that. And Matthew, because you do wrestling watch-alongs, where can we find you on socials?
Graps TV as listed under my name, and if you go to Kick, just put a little underscore between Graps and TV. I'm on all 5, heading towards TikTok and the other stupid one there. Probably about 2 months from now, I'll be on TikTok. And what the hell is the name of this thing?
Instagram.
I'll be on TikTok and Instagram the next couple of months. Same name.
Decent. I'll be surprised, Rusty. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Kino, comments for you.
First of all, nice one for having me on, Reece. It's been fucking a long time since I've done anything YouTube related. So yeah, it's been refreshing to be on here chatting about wrestling. So I really enjoy it.
You're always welcome. You know that.
Yeah, I just turned up my TV by accident there. Yeah, look, I'm really excited for this Rumble. I think it's been the Rumble I've probably been excited for most, probably because obviously it's seen as last one. First of all, so obviously I'm excited about that because I'm a massive Cena fan. And yeah, look, hopefully they book the show right, and look, hopefully it's more or less everybody enjoys it. Cause like I think wrestling right now as a whole, we've so much variety in terms of what selection of show we can watch, and hopefully we don't get let down today and everyone's talking about a good time, you know.
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say, and it is good seeing you. Just to answer Rusty's question, he says, "Is there anyone anyone that's not TNA or WWE?" I put a crazy one in the chat, but I said Marufuji from Noah, because obviously he's had a lot of recent connections. That would be something mad for me if it is Marufuji, and if Styles is in the match, it would be a good link up to their match from last year, which people said Styles was washed. Just go and watch that and you'll see for yourself it's absolutely not. If you haven't seen it, guys, in the top right the top right corner, I've changed the logo a little bit when we're live, so I've actually made it a little bit better. I still obviously like this one, but I do kind of prefer this. So please do check out Graps TV as well. Obviously, Catherine was in the live chat earlier on. I'm glad that some good news. CT scan for her dad. I'm really glad in that circumstance. So check out her podcast as well, the Mid Podcast. Obviously, Keen doesn't do YouTube that much anymore, but he's always welcome on here, being a shit stirrer because he's a Roman Reigns fan. But
I'm not even a Roman Reigns fan. I wouldn't say I'm a Roman fan. I just like winding you up to acknowledge him. Like,
oh, it'll never happen, but it's still pure gold. It is good seeing you. The Rumble review show is tomorrow, guys. So if you are watching it tonight, I will be doing it live tomorrow. If you haven't seen it, I've already got the banner made anyway, well, the thumbnail. As you can see, One Real Championship isn't on the preview, but it's on the review one.
Mm-hmm.
Totally not alluding to the Winged Eagle in any shape or form. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We hit 14 likes on this video as well. Thank you. We've now passed 270 subscribers. We're now on 273. So thank you very much to all those that have done that. This is stream number 21 or 22, I think, since the start of the year. So thanks to all that's been doing that. And I will see you tomorrow. With anyone who wants to join, you're more than welcome. Keen, you're more than welcome. Matt as well. But I need to run. So if you haven't seen the intro before, you get on the outro. Bye-bye.